2, 1. Peace, family. Peace to you and yours. All right. Know the Ledge radio or TV for that matter is back in the building. This is Melanin Monday Takeover. You dig?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Peace to the family. It's your brother Red Pill, reporting live and direct on this Melanin Monday. Salute to the family.
Yes, indeed, y'all. This is 2.0. So this is the takeover. I've been telling y'all for a minute that I was going to pop up on this Melanin Monday thing. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the building.
Yeah, we did a Melanin Monday yesterday, last night, midnight. So this is our 2.0. You know what I'm talking about? Melanin Monday, extendo with the blue pill in the clip. You know what I mean? I had to bring the broski on the platform for some of this melanin magic. You know what I'm talking about? To do his melanin thing on this good Monday. So welcome to the program.
Yeah. He called me to bring some of that magic over here, as if I need any more magic. But I got magic to give, so we here, we in the building. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling them for a minute.
That's right.
Know, let me come through that thing. You know what I'm saying? That Monday is a moon day and the colors are blue, so I got my blue on day. You dig?
That's right.
That lunar energy. You know, I got that silver in the building, so you know. We here, we in the building. Miraculously, there's a lot going on in the news.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is. That's why we decided that we had to do a part 2, a 2.0 on this Melanin Monday, because it's a lot of things popping off. So, you know, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna cover some topics. We're gonna speak to some of the things that are taking place, speak some do what we do. Do some decoding. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody who has voted for us as the Dakotas of the Year on the Sinetta TV Awards.
Yeah. We got to publicize that and make that be known to the viewing audience that we are up for nomination for the Sinetta Awards. You know, for the category that we're nominated in is being Master Dakotas. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to our contemporaries out there who easily rank amongst the Master Dakotas in our book. That would be your Black Dots, of course, KT the Arts Degree, A.A. Rashid, the impeccable Dr. Reverend Phil Valentine.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Who, mandated that, we do the Black news and that we decode everything, even gave us instructions on how to decode, giving a 2-week window and stepping back and allowing things to materialize, compile all of the evidence. Then you step back and you make your critical analysis based on, how things develop. Our master teacher, Dick Gregory, master decoder, who are we leaving out? Umar Johnson, he just did an amazing Black Panther breakdown, from a very socio-political, historical standpoint, and I'm very appreciative for the history lesson. You know what I'm saying? I'm very appreciative for his adamant approach towards protecting the legacy of the
Pan-African?
The station upon which he occupies, and that is, he waves the flag for the Pan-African movement, you know what I'm saying? And he's upholding Garvey, as we all are in our own way, but he's, very clear, steadfast as to what he's doing and how he's doing it, why he does it. You know what I mean? I appreciate Doc. Shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson in that respect.
Bobby's Brother Panic. We can't not mention them as Dakotas, Master Dakotas in their field. I was definitely pleased by both of the decoding of the Black Panthers that Brother Panic did. He had one that was audio only that YouTube tried to take down. Then he did another one, a follow-up that was a visual offering. And the brother's definitely on point with his decoding, with his breakdown, with his analysis of Black Panther. So I definitely got to give a shout out to my brother, Brother Panic, and definitely to the master teacher, Bobby Hemmett. We was raised on Bobby. Let's always remember that. Okay.
Let's put that in the front. Let's put that at the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, fix it with the boot so it never goes anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
You're already. So with all that being said, www.SinettaTVAwards.com. You'll see the category Decoder of the Year, Red and Blue Pill. Go ahead and make that selection. All right. I've been told that a lot of people have been showing up for us, and we appreciate that. But I'm into landslides these days. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to go neck and neck. Pause. I want a landslide. So let's do what it do. And like I said publicly, when we do win the award, it will be handed to the one who deserves it the most for the work that he's done this year. And it's almost like us getting the award, our brother KT the Arch Degree. Okay. And he's also nominated in the category of health. So go ahead and push that button for that young man, that Sabi baby, who's been doing his thing, healing people and saving lives all around America and across the pond as well, and on the continent and in the Caribbean. This young man, huh?
I ain't sharing my award with nobody. I was about to tell you that I'm taking this shit from you. You're going to have a Dakota-thon with me on stage. Like, I'm going to have them throw out something random. Shit with you nor KT. Nigga, I need an award, nigga.
No doubt. Salute to my brother 19 Keys. He's in the chat. Salute to everybody on the Instagram, everybody on Facebook that's here in the building. Salute to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for showing up and whatnot. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the conversation for the night. I don't want to waste anybody's time and whatnot. All right.
Let's do it.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, I was going to ask you off the break, did you see the OJ joint?
Nah, man. I missed that on purpose. You feel me? I was checking out a lot of the commentary. I think Tyreek was doing something last night on OJ, and I managed to catch a few minutes of that, right? So to my understanding, that video that he's doing, or that video that they have him with this confession, was intricately tied into the book that he was going to release, right? If I did it, this is how. And then they locked him up.
Yeah, they
got booked. He got booked before the book could come out.
Yeah, booked before the book could come out.
Yeah.
They threw the book at him. He got booked before the book came out. And, you know, they shelved the footage. They try to act like it just mysteriously popped up. And, they went with that. You know, and from what everybody is saying, that, you know, it's very eerie. You know, this is his opportunity to clear the air. It was pretty much a confessional, you know, shrouded in a lot of BS, hypothetical. Yeah, you know. So the brother had to clear his conscience. He had to clear the air, and that's a trait that you see with people whose conscience be too heavy. You know what I mean? And they're walking around with all of that weight. They got to unload it somewhere. So he did a hypothetical scenario and unloaded it on the world. You feel me? And people are responding. I don't even know if it's like a topic anymore. You know what I'm saying? That goes to show you how media can be the thing so much until it's literally dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that even a topic anymore? Do people
Yeah,
even care?
it is because you know people have their egos invested in the O.J. Simpson trial, even to this day. You know, especially the Neanderthals. You know what I'm talking about? They need to be proven beyond. They need that confession. They need to be right. You feel me? It's for
Yeah.
their consciousness as well. They need to be right. They need to say to themselves, we were absolutely right in our condemnation of one of our own. Because remember, they adopted OJ. I think it was like a Somalian baby for them. You know what I mean? Like he was one of theirs. So
Yeah. It was like, y'all take OJ, give us Bruno.
we took Bruno over OJ. I'm gonna talk my shit tonight too, because all you niggas in your I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. Like I've been reading the comments on that Brother Rich video. Why all the fake Negro outrage? Then when I really did the backtracking on the sister who really threw him under the bus, like I didn't really catch what Rich was asking us. She's really a bedwench. Like, have a fucking seat. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have the right to throw anybody under the bus, sis. You know what I'm saying, beloved? You know what I mean? When you out here catching Frankfurters in the face, like, get out of here with that. Nobody wants to hear that. It always hurts me. The people with the most to say in this community, all of you black Twitter heads, the people are the most outspoken, be the same ones pulling up in the Uber or the Lyft at black events and festivals with a snow dragon, with a Jon Snow, with a snow bunny. You feel me? Why is that? You're allowing some fucking Neanderthal to fetish over your melanin. You know what I'm saying? And you're not dominant. You're not, you know what I mean? Especially to the sisters, you're not in a dominant position. You're not in a dominant role in that relationship. You're getting piped down by a fucking pilgrim, by a colonizer. Real big on the word colon.
What we're gonna do today, we're gonna do our best to minimize the expletives if not necessary. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right.
Put a muffle on me. You know what I'm saying? On my Melanin Monday, this dude just came on the show and put a muffle on me. Why do you think this melanin? Hold on. Why do you think this is Red Pill's Melanin Mondays? Huh? So I don't have a fucking muffle, B. This is not PBS. Like, no, I'm not. What time is it right now?
Live stream. It's 11 something, but this is gonna replay on the time. Look,
you know what I'm gonna
do your thing. I can only speak for myself.
For the sake of Blue Pill, for the sake of my brother who I love and I respect you, my older brother, I am going to say, you know what? I'll acquiesce, and this episode will be PG-13. Okay? That's what's up.
You know, you gotta let it fly when you gotta let it fly.
Yeah,
you know,
just that unnecessary.
Get that repetitious aspect where you just gotta burn the screen up with it. It's not necessarily, but do your thing. This is Red Pill's Melanin Monday, and people know how you give it up. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of competition out there.
I got a lot of competition.
A lot of competition out there.
But nah, it's all good. I don't even have to go in like that. I don't even need to go all the way in my bag. You feel me? Like we could be creative with our words. So going.
I noticed the video was going viral. You know, I have a policy where I don't necessarily read comments. I did read comments because I was bored the other day on the last video that I did prior to that about Lil Xan, and that hurt my heart. So I was like, no more comment reading. I just can't do it.
Oh, I love the comments.
Yeah, I know. I don't have time for it because you start engaging, and then that becomes the majority of your day. You know what I'm saying? And I've read comments before that has kind of almost thrown my day off. You know what I'm saying? I've read comments that have effed up my day. So my policy is like, if I'm not in the space where I can engage in that, because you respond once and then your Gmail starts notifying you. You got all of these threads where people responding to your response, and then you start engaging because they send my comment at you. Then you got to be like, "Yo, it's Blue Pill." Then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I don't got time for that. But I noticed that there was a lot of comments, though. I did see that when I went and looked at the video because I was reposting it. So I saw, views, and I saw that there was a lot of comments. So, give me an idea. What's going on in the comment section?
Yo, I think Red Pill and Blue Pill took they got the Illuminati cut the check to everybody on 125th Street. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna stop listening to them. Look at them taking up for Bruno Mars. And then the level of hatred that y'all have for this Elvis impersonator, this young man, this innocent Polynesian that never hurt anybody. You dig what I'm saying? The vitriol that black people levy upon other people who are not melanin rich. You feel me? I'm not talking about a Neanderthal. I'm not talking about Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith, Justin Timberlake. I didn't never see y'all drag them. I didn't even see the dragging on Robin Thicke that thick. You know what I mean? They did divorce themselves of Robin. You know what I mean? They threw him a few buses, but the vitriol that I'm reading that people have for Bruno Mars, it's fake Negro outrage. It's not warranted. I understand that y'all wanted to see Kendrick win the album of the year and all of that, and Bruno is in the way, and anybody that's in the way of King Kunta, T'Challa of the rap game, you're gonna come for them. You know what I'm saying? And also the Jay-Z stands that are out there, dudes with the 444 tattoos on their face. I get it. You know what I mean? You and your feelings. But have a seat. You know what I mean? I'm not with the fake outrage. And then, like I said, when I do the research on who did the hit job on him, on who's the loudest dog barking, it comes to find out this is a bedwench who's all about, what do they call that word when you bringing everybody to the party? Inclusiveness.
Oh, yeah.
How you about inclusiveness in your bedroom, but you not about inclusiveness in pop culture? You sound like a retard. What is more sacred, your yoni or the goddamn charts of Billboard? What are you talking about? That's fake outrage. I don't believe you. That's that meme that you said. Hold on. That's that meme that you see where you got the white boy reading Birth of a Nation, the KKK version, with the black sister butt naked laying next to him on Confederate sheets, right? Reading the opinions of Marcus Garvey. You sound crazy. Your mind is you are following the program that Dear White People programmed you with, that you can be a revolutionary, you could be a quote unquote conscious woke person, but at the same time, in your most sacred act, that's sexual relationships. That is your most sacred act. In your most sacred act, into your most sacred temple, you still giving it up to the colonizer. He's colonizing your colon, right? But you want to tell everybody, you want to police the culture, you know what I'm saying, with everybody else and tell us what to listen to and who's popping and who's not. I don't believe you. That's all I'm saying. You need more people.
Like I said, I might have been on the tail end of the whole discussion because I didn't get where the outrage was coming from, and I didn't get the level of unloading, the vitriol that they were unloading on this individual who makes nothing but good music. It feels good to my soul when I hear the music. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact that children could look at this music and not necessarily be thrown. Like, I never heard the man say a curse. I never heard him speak objectively about women. You know what I'm saying? I never heard him play the race card. I never seen him being a divider in any way. You know what I mean? Like, I liked him on airplanes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's written amazing music. You know, he performs at the top of his caliber in terms of an artist that's about artistry. You know, like, who's the example? Is it Trey Songz? Like, who's the example?
Somebody was like, yo, if Tyrese
and not to knock Tory Lanez, but the nigga should have been a rapper. Not to knock Tory Lanez.
Yeah, he's talented. He's talented.
But these children are traumatized and damaged by niggerdom USA. You know what I'm saying? The biggest export in America. They got the fucking Killmonger gene in them. Like, where's the love songs at? Do niggas love women anymore? How would you know? What happened to Music Soul Child? That's the last nigga I heard singing promisingly and elaborately about love with, you know, melanated women. So this man makes music, and the sentiments that he's expressed are very ambiguous. You don't know whether he's talking to melanated women or white. You know what I mean? Like it's universal. It's really universal. Like I said,
Mona. He might hold on.
Hold on. No, you hold on. Don't cut me. There was a song of his that I really appreciated last summer. Y'all know which one. It was always on the radio. I didn't know it was him. I just remember, like, every time this song came on, I felt good. If I was in the company of a woman, I was like throwing lines at her and everything. Like, you know, it put me in the mood. And I had to look it up. I was like, yo, I wanted to make sure it wasn't one of them Ed Sheridan ass niggas. I was like, let me make sure I'm not getting duped. Because whoever this new artist is, if it's not like, why aren't they talking about who this guy is? And I looked it up and it was Bruno. And I was like, you know what? I was like, son is all the way on top of his game, because I just remember hit after hit after hit after hit. And I was like, yo, son done found a sound. He done found a groove and he's locked into it. I remember seeing him on the Super Bowl like 2 years ago, and he had a string of hits. He had a hit parade. How could you hate on that? In the day and age where people is cookie cutter, they microwave, and can no one seem to be consistent with, like, you know, rolling out album after album and finding a sound that's not only, I would say it's organic, because there's elements of himself that is expressed through the music, even if it's a cover of something that has been done before. He's putting his art into it. He's putting his foot into it. He's matching, you know what I'm saying, everything that's required of the genre to get the pass. He's qualifying everything to get the pass. Y'all niggas get a pass up too easy. Look at Justin Bieber.
How did he get the pass?
How did he get the pass? And he violated.
Pass.
And he had a tape out where he's talking crazy. Ain't nobody said nothing about that. With the racist jokes and all of that. Oh, he's Canadian. It doesn't count. He didn't know. He's naive and all of this. He was 14. Same pass I gave to Eminem when his tape came out. You always give him passes. But the people that are qualified, that actually do the, you know, pay homage, do the homework, pay their dues and everything, they don't get the pass, and then you come up for their neck. Like I said, that's why, you know, I don't even subscribe to none of those.
And like I said,
Twitterverse, I could care less.
Yeah, we're not gonna make this a Team Bruno team. Like, if you don't like Bruno, I don't have a problem with that. You have every right to rate an artist, and Spotify allows you to create and curate playlist and title and all of that. You don't have to be subjected to any artist that you don't want to listen to. Me personally, I don't got him in my heavy rotation. I don't really listen to young Bruno. But when it comes on the radio, like Blue Pill says, you don't see me catching my feelings. So people are saying that if Bruno was heavily melanated, that if he was a brother, he wouldn't have blown up like that. Now, that's a conversation that I'm not really even having, because how the hell could anybody foretell what somebody's trajectory in their career can be? I'm not getting into that's hypothetical. That's called
hypothetical. That's super hypothetical.
That's completely hypothetical.
Look, Miguel got the pass, but Bruno can't. So you want to get the African ancestry genealogy test and really get your calculators out and go through percentages to be like, oh no, you don't qualify. No, if Bruno Mars came out looking like not Daddy Yankee, what's the other dude with the afro?
Tego.
If he came out looking like Tego, but he had that voice and he had that sound, and his consistency was consistent, because guess what? Black America, he's considered a nigger to white America, okay? I don't give a fuck what you say. When they look at that nigga and he got frizzy hair and his complexion is dark enough where it's not white, he's a nigga, okay? He's a nigga that makes good music, and that's what niggas do.
That's okay. Right. And
sit down.
Believe you
know what the lady said? Go stick to dribbling basketballs. Like, come on.
Yes.
You get respected every chance from everywhere and everyone. But this is the fight that you want to fight.
No.
Fake.
Robin Thicke. It's on site with Robin Thicke. We don't forgive Robin. It's on site. If anybody sees him, you know what I mean? You need to make a world star on my man Robin Thicke, who's out. He's a real culture vulture. But why are they using? I'm confused. I'm just asking questions about why all of the outrage all of a sudden against young Bruno at the behest of this commentator who, you know, said that her main point was if Bruno was a black artist, he wouldn't have received all of the awards, he wouldn't have blown up and all of stuff like that. That's that,
You can't
poverty consciousness, man.
About.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's sitting there hating her fucking blackness. All right? Whatever the fuck that means. And it's projecting on the fact that she wants to target this particular entertainer and they want to impanel a tribunal and take them like I said, son, it was a hit job. Like those people came there with their feelings. The girl said, I don't care if he dies, I will bake a cake. This nigga's an entertainer. Like, where do you bring such vitriol to a conversation? Is that personal? You know what I'm saying? Bruno fucking your eye or something? Jesus Christ.
Bruno ain't answer her DMs. You know what I'm saying? But the brother Tariq Nasheed exposed her. You know, he exposed the fact that she was a bedwench, meaning that, you know, she wasn't as pro-black as she was attempting to be in her dialogue. And when I say that, I'm talking about when you listen to the video and the way that she was going at him, you would think she don't even put milk in her coffee. You would think that her whole circle, right? She has a Melanin Monday every day. That's what you would think. Then when you come to find out by her own admittance and her own words, she wrote it on Twitter in 120 characters that she dates all races. She lets all people appropriate her. Wait a minute. Okay. What? Nigga, what? Nigga, what?
Like I said, those be the ones. She's doing that shit to save face. She's doing it for brownie points. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know, she has, unfortunately, these people are co-conspirators with her. They're in collusion, right? And this shit is just a bad look. So we spoke on it. You know, it was a trending topic. You know, I'm getting out of speaking about trending topics. It's just something that we did for Rich. You feel me? He likes to touch on current events or what have you. I'm sure we're gonna lose some viewers. They probably throwing potatoes and tomatoes and eggs at us on Twitter. But this shit is the Matrix. Like, if I don't fucking exist on Twitter, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I don't read comments, so I'm impervious to that shit. And if you see me in the street, tell me something about Bruno, nigga.
You're doing a lot more cursing than me tonight, bro. That's just an FYI.
Yeah, I kind of peeped that. But I mean, yeah, see, these be those topics that, you know, it kind of semi, you know.
But this is my thing. This is my thing. And I made the point in the video. We have to ask ourselves this question as a culture. Hip hop and R&B has officially been Christian pop culture. Now, being that it's been Christian pop culture, that means that it's popular culture. When any genre of music is Christian pop culture, do you know what the trade-off to that is? Do you understand what that really means? When they Christian your music, pop culture, rap or hip hop is no longer underground. It's no longer exclusively ours. And I'm not saying that like I'm letting it go. I'm just giving you the what?
We're sending our sons and our daughters in. It's the Molly effect. The same people who you're marketing to, right, for sales, for dollars, you're going to now allow those people to appropriate your art form and do their rendition of it. Okay, they're going to become the wedding singers. They're going to become the karaoke singers. They are going to become the parodies of the art form because you are selling them caricatures of yourself to begin with, right? On purpose, right? And then, again, this whole conversation is about black music that's owned by Jewish people. Stop it, Five. You playing yourself, okay? What the hell is black music? Music that's appropriated by black people, that's owned by Jewish people, that's sold to the rest of white America?
No, the music where when they sell one pie, your black artist gets 2 cents off of a $20 album. Now it's streamed, so if they buy a stream for $1, they get 0.001%, 1 cent off of that. Somebody said, hold on. Somebody said, how about hip hop in our hands? Now, when you said hip hop is not rap music. Hip hop is breakdancing. That's the Jabberwockies. The Japanese own that right now. When you go around the world, it's not Negroes spinning on their heads. Your culture has been exported. You don't own it. The people who are receiving the residuals of the exportation of the culture, it don't look like us. They monetized your culture and then they sold it as an export around the world. You niggas are late to the party. This happened in the 80s, my friend. Okay, so what I'm saying is this. Hip hop is breakdancing. Hip hop is graffiti. You don't own graffiti. They got art galleries in Germany, in Europe, and other places in Asia where it's all Europeans and whatnot benefiting off of that. It's also DJing, turntables. You don't own DJing. The people who are getting the biggest bag off of DJing, DJ Calvin, what's his name? Calvin, DJ Calvin, Calvin Harris,
Okay.
Danger Mouse,
Danger.
All of that.
Y'all opened the door and let what's the white boy in that went to Jamaica? They damn, what's son name, man? He's one of them. Yeah, I ain't talking about Khaled. Khaled too, anyway. But yeah, the other dude, Diplo. All right.
Diplo.
I need to stop it. Like, them dudes is making $3 million a year spinning records and doing light shows.
Light shows with 100,000 in the crowd. They doing stadiums, doing EDM and playing a Serato. Where's Grandmaster Flash? Is he getting the bag? Is Kool Herc getting the bag? Everybody talk about Kool Herc is the father, the Fajer of hip hop. Oh my god, the Fajer. He started it. I was on the screen with Kool Herc the other day. Hold on. I was on the 5 train with Kool Herc the other day. He's not getting any gigs. They don't give him 100 racks when he pulls up. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not getting the same bag that Lil Wayne is getting. He's not even getting the same bag that the mumble rappers are getting. What are you talking about? You failed your culture. You failed your culture. You let your culture down and you have dropped your culture. And who picked it up? The culture vultures have picked it up. Rap came from Jamaica. So why don't the fucking Jamaicans pay Kool Herc's bills? Beloved. Huh? If rap came from Jamaica, why don't you niggas pay his bills?
Why don't you book him to be a DJ, which is a selector? Bring him over, let him talk on the mic. Throw the nigga on the record or something. You feel me? They don't respect reggae legends, let alone, or dancehall legends for that matter, let alone hip hop legends who American hip hoppers don't represent or respect. So what the hell is some Jamaican doing showing him love and respect for? They follow. They don't lead the way in respects of that. Okay? They're looking to see how you treat them before they extend the olive branch.
Yeah, so you got to take certain things.
Starsky just made transition. I don't see no T-shirts. Wasn't no parades.
Well, no,
he's not laying in state, right? Hip hop is in the Smithsonian. He created the term. Why he don't lay in state? Even right here in New York, he's a New York City, New York State icon. This is the Empire State. Okay, he should be laying in state in D.C. or at the least in New York somewhere. The fucking radios, the radios didn't stop their broadcast and have moments of silence. They didn't have no history lessons. This is Lovebug Starsky. He came up with the term. How dare you? Come on, you open for raping every chance somebody get, they running through you.
So
And you point fingers at Bruno.
So that's all I'm saying is the culture is pop now. It's called pop culture is short for popular culture. Popular culture means that it is now in the hands of the world. It is a world culture. We're not looking somebody, yeah, Vibes Cartel gets love, Bujo Bounty. I'm talking about why the fuck don't the Jamaicans give Kool Herc, the Fajer of hip hop, love? Why don't they bring him out to be a DJ and to be on the turntables and to help him pay his bills, my nigga? Why not? If Jamaica got so much respect for one of their own who created $1 trillion culture and he's on a fucking train with a Metro card, what's the problem? Where did it short circuit at? What's going on? So all I'm saying is the culture has been taken from us. It's bigger than Bruno. The culture has been taken from us. Where is your smoke for the radio, for the executives? Where's your smoke for Russell Simmons? Where's your smoke for that nigga? Huh? Why don't you wash his ass up at a yoga practice? Why don't you hold him to court for selling the fucking culture out? Because he did that. He did that. He sold it out for some cocaine lines and some skinny Beckies. So I don't get it. Fake nigga outrage. Nobody cares about your outrage because it's misdirected and you niggas are not shooting straight. You dig what I'm saying? You're not shooting. You're not shooting straight. You dragging homie out there. He can't even defend himself. He's a fucking Elvis impersonator. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's harmless. Why don't you go after Post Malone and all of the Neanderthals? Why don't you go after the, you know what I'm saying, the Kardashians? Why don't you go after Sam Smith? Why don't you go after gay men who be trying to sing to you like they singing about women, low-key singing about men? Y'all niggas be singing their songs too.
I try to drag Luther in his grave for that, as if you ain't know. Y'all try to dig him up and drag him from his grave for that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't listen to Frank Ocean no more, but you listen to Sam Smith. So you'll take your pseudo-homosexual R&B songs if it's coming from a white man, okay?
Fact.
But you won't take it from your own. Pause. And then, you know, because you want to tell us, you know, oh, mainstream accepts black music as long as it comes in a white form. You niggas are singing G-Eazy's Hook, okay? You niggas were singing Post Malone. The radio didn't make you do that. Even if his label has some level of tinkering and caught on with you niggas, you the Memorex, you repeat shit over and over and make it the trend. Okay?
Somebody said, what about the 6ix9ine Mexican dude from up there? Let me explain something about young Tekashi 6ix9ine. Okay? And I spoke about this in the video, going back to what I said, that the culture is not being, you're saying appropriated. I'm saying that it's popular culture, so everybody has a shot. Everybody is doing their best rendition.
Before you saying it's appropriate or everybody has a shot, just like I said, hip hop started in the 70s. Mexicans were on the scene. Puerto Ricans were on the scene. They went downtown. They had Jews affiliated with it, okay? And they became the earliest executives of it. Not because they was vulturing the culture, because they understood it and they could go through certain doors. They had keys to open doors. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
They trusted Laya Cohen with the keys to the castle. Did he appropriate them? No, it was handed to him. And he made something happen with it. Like every single genre of music prior to that. If niggas been getting beat, right, in black music from the 30s, 40s, and the 50s, I seen Cadillac records. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Why are these artists falling for gimmicks that are older, that are more antiquated than the gimmicks that the artists from the 40s and the 50s and the 60s were falling for? And them niggas did not have the internet, and they didn't have the nigger net, they didn't have the internet, they just had the chitlin circuit. So they couldn't even get the message out quick enough to be like, yo, make sure that you don't sign with Raping You Records and all of that, because he's signing for pennies. they was changing. They was sending their albums out with white people on the cover because they couldn't put their music in white retail because they be like, get the monkeys out of here. It's the shit that they had to deal with. Niggas don't got to deal with that. So what the fuck happened to their history lessons in the late 70s and the early 80s where these niggas was spinning on their backs and scracking records, but nobody thought about a record deal. And when you did figure this shit out, you was signing for pennies. And you niggas are still signing for pennies.
Still to this day. Still to this day.
Fake nigga outrage. Do not champion this cause, people. I'm telling you, it's the victimization program that Black America has mastered. Do not fall for this sucker shit that they on.
Sucker
they
shit.
Need to get fucking life and hit the studio and make some music that could compete for once. And stop fucking crying and complaining about everything. You dig?
So when
so
when it comes to these new Spanish rappers, right? The three biggest rappers that are quote unquote Latin descent is Little Pump. That nigga's a Mexican, right? So they went from cutting your grass to selling you grass, because that's the plug. Now they out here making music. But you niggas was rapping about the plug for a long time. Now finally the child of the plug.
The child of the plug. You call yourself Migos. But Amigo come along and make music. You got a fucking attitude with that? I can't believe you niggas, man. Where is called cross-pollination, right? It's called cultural cross-pollination. If you take something from one culture, right, you have to extend to that culture something from your culture.
Facts.
That's kind of how the rules go.
Cultural
but even prior to all of that, nigga, hip-hop was never, quote-unquote, black music. It was never relegated to a strict black expression. It was an urban cultural expression based on what people in the hood was going through. Them Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans, they were side by side with brothers in the gangs of New York when hip-hop was created. Stop excluding them from the story. And if you're not from New York, then you have nothing to fucking say about the makeup of what hip-hop was, because what I'm trying to explain to you probably doesn't make sense beyond our geographical lines. So if you in North Carolina or in wherever else,
I never met a Puerto Rican. You don't even know what a Puerto Rican is.
Yeah, you don't understand our relationship with Latinos in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like y'all might be at war with the Mexicans.
Yeah. If I'm not in LA, I don't really understand the black and the brown relationship or unrelationship. If I'm not in North California, I don't understand the melanated relationship with the East Asians. You know what I'm saying? It's different demographic. If I'm not in Texas, I don't understand their relationship with the Mexican plug.
Facts.
You dig what I'm saying? So yes. New York, we have a special relationship with the Boricua. You know? Right. And because of that shit is so broad, the Dominican can sneak in under it. A Takashi ass nigga who's half Mexican could get in under that banner. He's from Bushwick. We understand who lives in Bushwick. Fucking hipsters and Puerto Ricans.
Puerto Rican, they've always been there.
They've always been there.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? And niggas is there. They stragglers. But those be the cross-cultural niggas that know how to deal with every fucking body in their neighborhood and get along with them. And they be the ones to bring them around to the party, introduce them to all of the lifestyle. So New York is a lifestyle city. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. So Fat Joe.
Hold on. He's a reflection not only of the gang, the mutating gang lifestyle of New York, but also the mutating gentrification of New York. Okay, the hipsters.
Facts.
That's why he works so well, because they understand his story.
And one of the things that I pointed out before, because you're dealing with the genre of mumble rap, the bar has been lowered so low by you niggas, the trap rappers, the mumble rappers, the people who don't want to be lyrical. The bar was all the way up here before. You know, when you go to the Grand Canyon and you see the entrance of that door in the middle of a mountain, that was the bar that the lyricists set the game to. When the mumble rappers and all of these, when the short bus niggas came in, all of the lils, you lowered the bar. By lowering the bar, you allowed any fucking person to come in and be a part of the culture, to be a performer. They was not they were not just waltzing into hip hop in the 90s if they didn't have talent. That's how you got your Big Puns of the world. That's how you got your Fat Joes of the world. He even had to step his shit up because he was on the way out. That's how you had certain other people. We've always been, that's our cousins. Puerto Ricans are like our biological cousins in this game. They go and research the Young Lords, revolutionary Puerto Ricans who were putting in pain in the 70s and whatnot. They were anti everything. They were rolling with the Black Panthers. They were putting in pain. So in the Bronx, I'm living in the Bronx. I was born in the Bronx. This is the birthplace of hip hop, 1973, right?
Yes.
The whole borough was maybe not Brooklyn, maybe not Harlem, but definitely the Bronx. The quote unquote makeup of the citizens of the Bronx are Puerto Ricans and African American, aka Negroes, and then the Dominicans came. Now fast forward to today, it's a melting pot of all kind of niggas. The Jamaicans are up in this bitch. The continental African is here. The Puerto Ricans are here. The Dominicans are here. The Ecuadorians are here. But in the 70s, in the mid 70s, it was mainly African American, Europeans, and Puerto Ricans. And they played an integral part of the culture of hip hop, not just rap music. They were not really rappers. Them niggas were breakdancing. They were spray painters, right? And they were the ones who was coming to the party to support my niggas.
They was curating the culture.
They were curating the culture. So fast forward to the 44th year of hip hop. It's 44th anniversary. One of the hottest artists coming out of New York, whether you like it or not, whether you agree to it or not, is a young Mexican Puerto Rican by the name of Tekashi 6ix9ine. And also on the feminine side of it, to balance it out, is a goddamn Dominican Trinidadian by the name of Cardi B. Bartier Barty, nigga. And I know people, oh, she's a piece of crap, and oh, I hate her. She talks about this. She's following Little Kim's trend. So when you see Little Kim pull a weave out and drag her and make her pay for turning all of these black girls into prostitutes, it didn't start with Cardi B, my niggas. It started with Foxy Brown and Little Kim. Hold them accountable. You know
How about that?
The fake nigga outrage is not gonna work. Oh, she's a stripper. She ain't shit. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all pro hoe, y'all pro stripper, pro hoe culture, pro everything, slut walks and all of that. But the minute somebody of a lighter complexion from an island, from the Caribbean, comes out and she achieves success, now y'all want to pull the hoe card. It's confusing to me. And I'm not talking to anybody on the stream in general. I'm just speaking to the hypocrisy of Black Twitter and the Black world, because y'all like to choose your moments of outrage, but they don't make sense. You live in a pro hoe, pro prostitute, pro everything debauchery culture, and everybody co-signs that shit. With the Ratchet Mondays on BET and VH1, with all of the radio shit that's telling your child to twerk, with all of the twerking videos, with all of the things that are taking place on social media, where the gods and the goddesses follow the whores and the pimps and all of the fucking degenerates, right? You know what I'm saying? Your hairdresser, he's a goddamn sadomasochist dominatrix who likes white men to fart in his mouth, and that's your best friend. Take the bun. And all of this debauchery, all of this sideways stuff that y'all like, no, I don't want to judge. You know what I mean? Love is blind.
Yeah, for all of it. Yeah, like, come on.
The minute Cardi B starts talking about, you know, screw him and then I make some money, everybody's in their face. Oh my, did you hear what she said? Well, before she said that, Trina said it. And then before she said that, Little Kim said it. And then Foxy said it. And then goddamn R&B singers was talking like that. Everybody was talking like a whore, a glorified whore, before this bitch came along. Pinky was
for the bag. Like, that's new in hip hop. What are you talking about? Well, the outrage.
She said, screw him and then I get some money. Is that not the modus operandi in hip hop right now? Is that not why the strip clubs are more famous, more popping, and more popular than the regular clubs. Is that why you can't have a song on the radio if Shorty can't make it clap to it? And you niggas know now, and this is when people play retarded. Oh, Red, I don't know what you're talking about. I only listen to gospel. I only listen to the best of Kirk Franklin these days. You know what I'm saying? I only listen to binaural beats. Get the fuck out of here. I be following y'all on Snapchat, and I catch some of your lives. You listen to the same ratchet music that I listen to. You're aware of the shit. Yes, she's part of the cesspool. But all I'm saying is, if you're going to drag her, drag the whole wagon. Pull everybody down with you.
Yeah, everybody got to go down the drain.
Don't selectively drone this bit. You got to drone the whole village. Bomb everybody. Bombs over Baghdad. Don't just, you know what I mean? You're trying to target individuals, and it doesn't make sense to me.
All right, so let's go. Let's segue. Targeting individuals. Farrakhan got a full press assault last week. You want to talk about it?
We could talk about the whole Farrakhan thing because he's being attacked by the white media. He's being attacked by the Black Caucus, and he's being attacked by segments of the community. There's a full-on assault against an 80-plus-year-old elder in the community. You know what I'm saying? At a time where, you know, the Black identity extremist thing is out there. They're looking for easy targets. They're looking for division within the ranks. They're looking for a way to get in.
Yeah, they're looking for the narrative.
They're looking for the narrative.
You know, they're looking for the cheat sheet. You know, how are we going to set this organizational chart up so we can throw this person against that person and that person against this person, pop, get somebody popped, and everybody talks. So, yeah, it's full swing. We're probably at the twilight of our brother's career. You know, I think he has a few years left, you know what I'm saying, in his tank, maybe one or two, you know, and I'm not being pessimistic. I'm looking at the situation and I'm listening to my spirit, you know what I'm saying? I'm listening to what my spirit is saying. And the brother is under some heavy fire. I've heard a lot of allegations these past few days. I understand where some people are coming from. You know, even though we could say, is that appropriated fake nigga outrage? I don't know. You know, it makes for a susceptible agenda. If it's propaganda and agenda, there's things there that, you know what I mean? You can pick up a piece of wood and shaping it into a dark and pro shit, unfortunately. You know what I mean? I would love to see my brother come forthright and do a national address and speak to some of the things that he's being accused of once and for all before he makes his transition. You know, what I want to avoid seeing by any and all costs is a uncontainable fallout once the brother makes transition of the nation as they scatter for leadership. And then, you know, the CIA and everybody else is going to move in with all of the manipulation tactics at this point. You know what I'm saying? Unlike anything that we've ever seen, they're going to try to deliver the final blow, especially in this atmosphere. So hopefully this allows the nation to become stronger as they realize what they're up against and they realize, you know, what hour of the day that they're in. Yes. You know, because it's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when the universe lines up like that, I don't really know what that's about. That coagulation of energy,
that coagulation of forces that have come for your head, that are against you. It's coming from everywhere. You know what I mean? It's coming from everywhere to just write it off like this is, because this is not new. All of the information that I heard, Natural Tahu T presented that to the community years ago. I don't know. It's a lot of new jacks in this community. Y'all fresh.
They rehashing.
That's no offense to anybody that's new to this information, but 2000 and what was that? 10? When Tahu T was going up against Wesley, it was like 2009 or 10. Yeah, it was my son's second birthday. I remember it clearly. We were at the debate during his birthday. It was down the block. So that was like 2008 or 9. Natural Tahu T exposed the Nation of Islam, and he dragged the hell out of the NOI on that stage in Harlem during a debate. You feel me?
Natural Tahu T.
Yeah, shout out to Natural Tahu T. You feel me? Shout out to Tahu T. I spoke to him recently. He's wrapping up a book and he's working on an appeal, and the brother is in high energy. All right.
Yes. Spoke to him. He was on high spirits. Yes. High energy, high spirits.
So,
yes, indeed.
You know, like you were saying, you know what I mean? It's definitely something to examine. The collective of the NOI, who are some good researchers and also some great teachers. Shout out to my brother 19 Keys, Ben X, and everybody else. This is their time and opportunity. To Wesley Muhammad, this is their time, and this is the opportunity for them to come forth and shine like the diamonds that they are. So, you feel me? That's what I would say on that. You there? Blue. This nigga screen froze. He looking like Al Roker when he got turned off. You there, Blue? Look at his screen. Look at the screen. Well, he looking like he. That will always be a thorn in the side of the Nation of Islam, in my humble opinion. You feel me? And that's unfortunate. And yeah.
Let's be real. Let's just be 100. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real.
I can't hear you, bro.
These are always gonna be hot and touchy topics.
Yeah, your sound is breaking up a little bit.
Can't hear me?
Difficulties with his connection. There he goes. All right, they didn't get my bro.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, let's be very clear and honest, family. The unsolved, right? And I still say it's unsolved murder of our brother, Minister Malcolm X, is always going to be a touchy topic in the melanated community, in the global melanated community. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Until that topic is resolved and addressed, you know, and there's already been things that have been said. There is a nonchalant attitude that's attributed when these topics come up. I mean, the Hagee dude did 44 years for that murder, and the sentiment is still fresh because a whole new crop of people are coming into consciousness, this whole youthful wave. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Listen.
Hold on. Adding on to what you're that the brother who killed Malcolm X is walking the streets. He came home. So for everybody with that outrage who wants to direct it, and I'm not calling for harm towards any man, but the person who pulled the trigger against our brother has been paroled and he's in the streets. So we don't got to speculate about if or what. The hitman is in the streets. I'm going to go live again. The live is about to end. We're going to start it again. You know what I'm saying? So we need to focus on, and that's another thing that happens too often with our people, is that sometimes there's a target that we can definitely focus on that's in front of our face, but we tend to give that person a pass and go with the speculation. But the actual trigger man, one of the trigger men, one of the murderers who took our brother's life in front of his children, was paroled from New Jersey. And from what I heard from people that live in New Jersey, they're like, yeah, I see that nigga all the time. He walks the street.
He walks the street. And he was triple G'd up when he was behind the wall. Nobody could put their hands on him.
Nobody could touch him behind the wall.
He's a certified killer. So then we have to have this another conversation in the community. Is Black America held hostage by its killers?
Whoa, that was dope.
That's a topic for another time, but we're gonna have to talk about that. Is Black America held hostage by its killers? You know what I'm saying? Because you got hired guns, right? Check it. Our brothers came home in the late 70s from Vietnam. They were hired guns. They were mercenaries for the American military-industrial complex.
Facts.
Right? The same one that just assassinated Malcolm X and Martin Luther King a few years ago, and they sent you niggas to war for dope.
Hold on.
Everything they used, to destabilize the movement that was born out of the vacuum created by the death of these brothers. All right? So these niggas came home as mercenaries, as hired guns that went into the forests of Nam and got their ass whooped, right? They became fucking hostages on their block as teenagers, got hold of the narcotics that they helped bring over, right? 1.0, we ain't even talking about 2.0 when the CIA went and got some new drugs and brought over and they created the paste and then that came into crack. We're not even talking about that. We're not even talking about the CIA sponsored Robert Siega in Jamaica, who sent Vivian Blake over and them over here into New York with the crack first, because the crack didn't hit LA first. They lying to you. It hit in the Bronx with the Shower Posse.
The Shower Posse, who were funded by the CIA.
Who was funded by the CIA through the Prime Minister. Okay? Right. So we're talking about the dope. We're talking about Vietnam first and foremost. So these niggas came home with all of them bodies, right? But they cowered under their bed. You don't hear no stories about no dead prez type hits where niggas was painting their face and taking out D-boys in their neighborhood because these D-boys had now enslaved their wives and their daughters with narcotics. And then the crack came and then they decimated entire communities. And some of these coward ass niggas is still living.
Facts.
All right? They're still amongst us with them fucking Vietnam veteran hats on, but they never put in work to free their own neighborhoods from being held hostage for some fucking teenagers who was out there shaking shit down and murdering and doing whatever they had to do to go buy a new fucking pair of Jordans in the morning. Okay? So is Black America held hostage by the killers in its ranks? Because every society has to have warriors. But if you make no move, right, to contain that energy or that spirit into something that is demonstrable for the race, right? The Italians did it with the mobs. The Jews did it with the mob. Blacks technically don't have a black mafia, at least one that brings order. There's a purported one of which, shit, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I can't say this on camera. But certain individuals that we might even be talking about tonight have been said to be involved in that demonstration. All right. So, but that demonstration has no bearing on the key leadership amongst the, in the mob, they'll have the boss, then they have the underboss, right? Then they have the earners, then they have the runners.
Mm-hmm.
So the gangs would be like the runners, and their pit boss, their superiors, or what have you, they would be the earners. The earners got to kick it up to the big homie, and the big homie got to go and kick it to the big homie who nobody really goes to see.
And that's usually the police.
No. We talking beyond that. That's usually either the gangster who has turned politician, or he's the godfather. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if Farrakhan was the quadruple OG, those envelopes don't come directly to him. They got to be funneled through other means and methods. He don't ever touch no money or see nobody. You understand? But then there's other people, there's underbosses that take care of who they got to take care of. Then they have their earners, then the earners have the runners, and the runners got their teams. We don't have no organizational structure like that. So everybody is held under fear of dying, right? Everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die. So our intricate fear that plays out in all corridors of our society, it cripples us in everything that we do.
Facts.
Because this is what has not allowed the testicles to fall on the black man, right? Who got a phallus, but he ain't got no testicles. Right? His nuts ain't dropped yet. Okay? So, because of fear, he's wearing the shits in his stomach somewhere. They've never dropped.
Fear, hold on. The fear of death.
Fear of death, yeah, fear of death.
Oh, you last seen Black Panther ass niggas, you bury me in the ocean ass niggas.
Right. No, you bury me in the dirt with my fucking ancestors. How about that? I want to go over there. Okay? I don't want to be in a fucking in the ocean. You bury me in the dirt. You bury me according to ritual, so I can transcend to the other side and be with my ancestors. So if we had a history, if we had any sort of mental inclination that that's the process that we go through, niggas would be signing up all day. Like, you mean I'm gonna be with the big homies on the other side and it's gonna be Oasis? Even if it's gonna be 72 versions, goddamn it, or whatever. Like, we don't have no mythology that prepares us for fearlessness where we're able to drop our nuts and do what needs to be done. So we're held hostage by fear. And the things that's going to hold you hostage the most are the people that you feel is going to inflict the most pain. So it's going to be the murderers in your society. And now that has become the police because we identify them with being the murderers, the killers, right? They're going to let that thing go. You scared, nigga. You keep telling me on all of your comedy specials, every time you see police lights, you know what I'm saying? You start praying and shit like that. Fuck out of here. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been through it. I've been right there with death, dealing with these people. And I still refuse to give them that. God damn it. And if I ever did, I would never say it in public. But that's part of people's comedy routines. Niggas be writing it on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You're living in fear. You're living in fear. You dig what I'm saying? And because of that, we will never realize our true potential. We'll never know how far we could have gotten this country. We'll never know what freedom tastes like. We'll never know what was waiting for us on the other side of the curtain because you're too scared to pull it. You understand? Because of fear of death. And that was done through religion. And that was done through not having a proper gnosis or any sort of reclamation in your own mind as to what the process is about.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was Christianized.
Yeah, ain't nobody ever paint that motherfucking picture that we seen in Black Panther where the shit look iridescent and it looks so colorful and inviting, right? All you niggas keep talking about the white light and all that stupid shit. All these Christian ethos that they hit you with about death. Then everybody to come back be like, don't go to that white light. Oh no, you don't want to go to that white light. Don't go to that white light. Oh no, you don't want to do that white light. So it's you know, they took the thing from you that was most important, and that was, you know, our all of our ancestral historical societies, and you know, all of the stories were centered around the beauty of death. You know what I'm saying? The beauty of death. Not the fear of it, the beauty of it, the glory of it. You know what I'm saying? The glory.
Back.
We got ready. We spent our entire life getting ready. Now you're running from it. Now you don't want to deal with it as a reality. Now it's catching you with your pants down. Now you have become the bitch because you don't want to deal with what's inevitable. You want to furlough your trip here for an extended vacation when that's not what it is. This is preparation. This is school. You're supposed to graduate. You niggas playing hooky your entire life. Come on now.
Yeah. You know, and we have situations like the one that took place today in Austin, Texas, where they're sending niggas packages to their house with bombs in them. Yeah, now that's some crafty shit when you really think about it. Huh?
White nationalists always have done that.
No doubt.
In some respect or another, the bomb in the mail routine has been a thing for a long time.
Very long.
Why that's being called a terrorist act? They're saying, oh, they seem to be interrelated or connected. Well, that's terrorism.
Anything, because as much as Negroes want, hold on, yes, as much as niggas want to dodge the whole homeland terrorism thing, the minute bombs start going off, I mean, how much further do they have to push the needle before they start calling it for what it is? They blew the nigga's house up with his mama in there. You feel me? They blew a black man up today in Texas with his mama, teenager, with his mama. So now once bombs start going, I understand.
By Southwest, right?
It was South by Southwest going on in Austin, Texas. So they basically locked that shit down. Now you can't get, unless the shit got an Amazon logo on it, niggas will not open the box. You understand? So at this point, behind the borders of America, there's a covert enemy that are now doing direct terrorist attacks against our people. Niggas are waiting for mainstream media to call it terrorism because I see the argument brewing. Why they won't say terrorists? Why they not saying terrorists? They just saying a bomb attack. When they do say terrorists, nigga, then what? What are you gonna police council meeting? And if you see something, say something, you're gonna start handing in names and shit. What are you gonna do, black man? What's your position to respond to a terrorist attack against you behind the borders of America? Have anybody ever talked about that?
And I always use this analogy. You know, it's like you running to the you got the three little pigs, right? Then you got the wolf, and the wolf blows down the house of the three little pigs, and you go knocking on the wolf's mother's door complaining, yo,
yes,
your son blew down my house. She like, oh, come inside and get a slice of cake. This is what I gave birth to the nigga to do. So the FBI is investigating domestic terrorism when all of the reports have confirmed that the FBI has been infiltrated by white supremacist organizations from the top down. And the motherfucker that's in charge of the Department of Justice is a fucking Klansman, and so is the president.
A Grand Dragon.
A Grand Dragon. So who's supposed to be investigating this? Who's supposed to be investigating these school shootings? Who's supposed to be investigating these church shootings and all of these things that happen in Melanin? No, you niggas have to police yourself right now. Okay? Because the very people that you think that's responsible for protecting you are the very people that are colluding with the terrorists that are attacking you, that are doing soft attacks right now to prepare you for the all-out assaults.
Somebody said, so the hell with the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act is what the fuck is being rolled out in front of your face right now. That's the Patriot Act. You know what I'm saying? You're not a part of the Patriot Act. You are the enemy of the state. It's already been declared. The citizens of the United States of America, aka POC, people of color, niggas with melanin. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know, they're gonna act like it's the left and all of this other stuff. We got beef with white liberals. That's a rules, meaning that that's a bait and switch. As you can see, and as it's been shown, they have a nigger gripe, and that nigger gripe is not going to go away, because this is the president who came on board and he told the world, I'm the president that's going to solve the nigger problem. There was no other president prior to him that blatantly came up and pulled up and said, I got this. Oh, Andrew Jackson. He was the last one, I believe. And maybe you know, one of the Eisenhowers or something. But this president has gone around the world and coded language and said, guess what, fellas? We're going to do nigger solution. We're going to deal with this nigger problem before we usher ourselves into this new 2020 century. And he has support by people who don't even look like him. Like the president of the Philippines, Duarte. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Duarte. Now, Duarte has a campaign ever since he got into office in the Philippines, where he has an open vigilante campaign. He has a death squad campaign against drug dealers and drug users. The body count is past 10,000 at this point. He deputized the citizens of the Philippines to go out and kill the drug dealers. And then he said, you know what? Not only the drug dealers, we're going to body the niggas that's buying the drugs. We're going to kill all of the dope heads, all of the zombies, all of the walking dead, all of these lean sippers, all of these pill poppers. So now, fast forward to a few days ago, you have Donald Trump saying, I want to serve the death sentence to the drug dealers. I want to enact a death sentence to all of the drug dealers. So do you know what that means? I was talking about it in Fear of a Black and More Messiah, and I prepared the people. I said, when you hear him say that, understand that he's mimicking what's going on in the Philippines. He's going to deputize the dreamers. He's going to deputize other people who will do anything for a goddamn green card and a visa to knock you niggas' heads off. All of the people, remember, 70% of America are quote unquote on pills. They're drug addicts. There's an opiate epidemic all around America. The Walking Dead are here, my niggas. So they're going to deal with that in a way that you might not be ready for. They're preparing themselves for a purge. And like I also said before, and let's not forget, I just shared the article on my Facebook page. We're in a third world war. We're in the eve of a third world war. It's happening in Syria as I speak. You know what I'm saying? America and Russia is at war. Syria and Iran are at war with Israel. It's going down, and that's biblical. So the evangelical Christians, who Mike Pence is their big homie, he's the big dog, he's the grand dragon of the evangelical right-wing Christians. They're the ones who are backing Trump. Trump is in bed with the Russians. Trump is in bed with the Chinese. Trump is in bed with the white nationalist movements all around the world, like Poland. There's a few other places, and
Netherlands, Netherlands, and he's in bed with Israel.
Yeah, Israel mainly, the Zionists, the Netherlands, Germany, and a few other people. So when you begin to see this international global conflict taking place, right, at the same time where they're beginning to cook this homeland terrorism thing, because they called it black identity extremists. But like you just pointed out a minute ago, They got bombs blowing up in black people's houses, and they're not uttering the word homeland terrorism. They're saying hate crime. Hate crime is a code word for because they can't say that word. They can't say homeland terrorism, because if they say homeland terrorism, then they automatically have to identify people who look like them as terrorists within the borders of America, and they will never do that. What they'll do is they'll point to Farrakhan and other people and say, nah, these are the terrorists. They're you know, like I said,
they're gonna criminalize,
hold
and
on,
they're giving a pass to actual terrorist acts.
Actual terrorist act. So
actual hate acts that catch bodies, that have body counts, that are spilling blood. That's gonna get no attention. But the speech, right, which is protected, the speech which is protected,
yeah,
that's going to get all of the attention. That's going to get all of the condemnation, right? They're going to bitch all of the Congressional Black Caucus members and put them under deodorant and shit like that, right? Chin check these niggas. Make sure that Wakanda ain't get too far into you niggas' visual DNA. Okay?
Nah, hold on. Because Wakanda did get into niggas' DNA, and that's what they're banking on. Remember what I said before. When they came up with the term Black identity extremists, it was an empty container. It didn't have volume to it. It was an empty husk. They did not fill it up with anything. So when they quote unquote target, when they arrested their first victim for the Black identity extremist thing, it was a brother out of Texas who was in the Huey P. Newton gun club. My niggas, that's the Black Panther gun club. And he was about arming himself. The same argument that they're having about gun laws and gun control in America right now because of a terrorist act that a white supremacist committed in Florida during the Parkland shootings. But it's not the Parkland shootings. It's really the Valentine's Day, what's the shit with the Ash Wednesday massacre? Niggas had ashes on their forehead the day that massacre took place in Florida. That's going into that evangelical, you know, all of the shit that they're doing that's tied into religion and whatnot. But when you see they locked the young man up, so what they're doing by locking the brother up in Dallas and calling him a Black identity extremist, you know what I mean? He was in a Huey P. Newton club. When they put pictures of him, he's wearing RBG and all of that. Now they're filling up this ambiguous term, BIE. Then they come in with the movie Black Panther. So the character of Killmonger fits all of the criteria for a Black identity extremist. His narrative was Black identity extremist. Everything that he stood for, his actions was Black identity extremist.
Yeah.
Huh?
Ex-military, like all of their operatives that have, you know, the led up to that designation, all of the ones that came and put in work, they was all ex-military.
Like the CIA said, one of us. So Gavin Long, the brother from Baton Rouge, the same place where Alton Sterling got killed. He went, he martyred him. He martyred him. Mika Johnson, the one that the robot killed in Dallas when he did the shootout on 7/7/7. That was the Dallas murders of the police. Both of them were ex-military, like Blue Pill said. Both of them were killmongers. Both of them were, America could say that was one of us. So what they're doing is they're beginning to fill the volume up of the BIE by giving it the identity. Now you can look at BIE and you understand what the fuck they talking about and who it is that they're talking about. So then after the movie, where you left the movie theater in your mind state where you're more T'Challa-like, these niggas was T'Challa all day, right? Especially our women, you know what I mean? And especially our brothers who are of a certain kind of background where they want to get along and go along. Then right after that, they start hitting on Farrakhan. Is Farrakhan identified as a T'Challa, or would Farrakhan be identified with an Eric Killmonger in his mind state? The way that they're painting him, the way that the movie is painting him. And then what did they do? They went to the black woman and told her to turn him down and throw him away. They didn't go to no black men first. They went to Tamika Mallory and said, because you're the head of the Woman March organization, You have to denounce this Killmonger type. You have to denounce this black identity extremist and just sit at the table with us, sister. It's okay. Let that nigga go.
She couldn't do it, right?
Huh?
She didn't do it.
She couldn't do it.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out to her. So what we're dealing with, going back to with psychological operations, what we have explained to you in Fear of a Black or More Messiah, that's all that you're seeing. But we're dealing with a psyops. If you don't read the fine print, if you can't read between the lines as to why the media is doing this hit campaign and why a lot of things are taking place, that's why they're creating argument. Because once they, you know, and I said it before, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, keyword investigation, they're not going to just kick niggas' doors down. They're watching. They're on the stream with us right now. They got the motherfucking drones following a certain select group of people. They stopping my nigga Rollo in the airport, fam goons. Because he got Islam spreading all throughout the South. You know what I mean? They're targeting certain individuals with surveillance, digital surveillance, COINTELPRO 2.0. The coin is the money. The coin is the paper trail. It's the Bitcoin. It's your money. The tel is the telecommunication. It's your smartphone. There's basically telling on your ass. And it's the pro. The pro is the camera. Everywhere that you go, there's a camera recording everything that you do, all of your steps, facial recognition, all of that shit. The ring of iron is what they call it. So
I like that.
You did what?
I like that.
Yeah, when you decide to use that, hit me up for licensing. But that's COINTELPRO 2.0. So they don't need Agent 800 anymore. Nigga, you have an iPhone or an Android like your boy, right? And everything that you talking to your phone is being recorded. And every website that you visit, it's called data mining. They're mining the data on you. They're collecting dossiers. They know your sexual habits. They know that you like amputee porn. They know about all of that shit. You feel me? They know about your browsing activity. They know what you like to eat. You know what I mean? They know that you like to slide into other men's DMs and talk crazy to them. They know about everything because your smartphones are smarter than you. Go and look up Project Marble, Vault 7, the Vault 7, where Edward Snowden or one of these people, the dude from Assange, he's police too.
Oh, Julian Assange,
Julian Assange, WikiLeaks, that he the popo. You know what I mean? Where he leaked the file to talk about how they have advanced technology for surveillance and everything. And, you know, that's what they're doing right now. It's called COINTELPRO 2.0, developing a list. So when that World War III thing really kicks off, that's when they start to clean within the borders of whatever the country is that they're deeming people a threat. It happened in Vietnam. It happened in World War II. And it can nigga, you eavesdropping on my comment.
Hello?
Turn off the location on your phones. Go and do the research on Vault 7. It don't matter if you take the battery out. It don't matter if you take if you turn your phone off, nigga. They're still listening. They have advanced their technology to where they can still tap into what it is that you're doing. It's been already proven that all of the major phone networks are working with the boys anyway. They got back doors where they let them come in and they could basically find out whatever they want to find out. So this is not Eric Fearmonger. This is just information. This is me being conscious. Consciousness means awareness. I'm only keeping you aware so you could police or you can begin to be mindful on your activities and the way that you're moving. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see your camera.
You don't see my camera?
Yeah, I don't see your picture. Hello? Yeah. All right, get a brother a second. I'm sure he'll be right back.
You know.
All right, so, yeah, so what was you saying about Assange? Because they tripped my Wi-Fi.
I said that Assange is there was when I was doing my research on Julian Assange, there was a time during the election where he basically went missing and he was not sending out any signals that he was alive. There's a way that he could communicate with the rest of WikiLeaks and all of his followers to say that he's alive. His partner got killed during that time. Nobody talks about that. They shot and killed one of the co-founders of WikiLeaks around that time. And Assange basically went black, meaning that he disappeared. Then he popped back up and people were like, this is not the same Assange. So I'm going on record to say that he is basically down with whatever deep state or whatever the fuck, because the way that they play these games these days, it's not just one way. Like there's triple agents that are out here working. You know what I'm saying? There's triple agents. There's double agents. You know what I mean? So he's not working in the best interest of the quote unquote people. That's what I'm going on record saying. He's an op.
I haven't heard anything from him since then. What did they put out? The Panama Papers and Paradise Papers? What else have they put out? What if interest has come out since Pizzagate? Because I mean, I know what kind of rupturing that caused. You know what I mean? I can look and see, and I know, what sort of upheaval that caused. The people might not be cognizant of it because they're not dealing on this side of the screen. You know what I'm saying? You ain't dealing with the back office. You don't see how these companies have responded to us, after that particular level of news came out. Not just us, but the coding community, period. They cracked, changed everything. So what have they done to that?
Nothing. And what I'm saying is, in the era of the Trump administration, the homie has been quiet. He's in Ecuador, in the embassy, I believe, in Ecuador, holed up. They haven't exposed anything during the Trump administration. God damn it, MSNBC, Rachel Maddow is doing more investigative reporting than this weirdo. You feel me? So when you see things like that, you know that we're dealing with control opposition. That's Hegelian. I don't trust any of them. I don't trust anybody with 6 ether trying to work. I don't trust Anonymous. I don't trust Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. Like, I don't trust Alex Jones, because this niggas out there that be riding in Alex Jones wagon. No, I'm dead ass. Like, niggas be trying to inbox me Alex Jones videos. Like, there's some information in that. You know what I mean?
Propaganda.
Niggas is bugging. Like, who prepared you for your research? You know what I'm saying? Like, William Cooper blew Alex Jones up mad long ago, and then they killed William Cooper, the author of Behold the Pale Horse. Huh?
Years ago.
Mad long ago. So they throwing Alex Jones under the bus. That's controlled opposition. I don't believe the same thing that they're doing on YouTube. They're taking all of the right-wing channels and whatnot. YouTube is basically, they got a crusade against the alternative media. So of course they're going to sacrifice their own. Of course they have what is known as fall guys. It's called patsies. Propaganda is 90% of war. 90% of war is deception. They're playing games with your mind. You think that you're safe, or you think because they're banging on Alex Jones, the same people at YouTube, you know how much money he makes YouTube? You know how much PewDiePie made YouTube? Like, they're all in bed together. Please believe they might be sleeping with each other. That's how close these Europeans get with each other. They be piping each other. They'll go to conventions just to bag each other. I seen them niggas taking selfies and whatnot. I don't believe none of that. I don't trust none of that. David Icke is a op. He's a lame. Like, no, we don't do David Icke. That nigga told you that there was blonde hair, 6-foot reptiles. Like, he lost me on that one. He never talks about, he had to go to he had to go to my dude. What was the African? Cradle Mutwa. He had to go to Credo Mutua to even talk about black people. You don't hear David Icke talking about melanin people. You don't hear David Icke talk about the black gods.
Yeah, Cradle, you talk about that shit.
Huh?
He's like, Cradle, you talk about that shit.
He was like, yo, Cradle, we gonna smoke some Afghanistan, some dro. You talk about them niggas. Like, it ain't gonna come out of my mouth.
My mouth.
We was young reading David Icke. I will admit it. My book collection was heavy with David Icke as a youth, as a young jit. You know what I mean? I was falling for shit like that. 6 foot aliens with blonde hair and blue eye. There was in a Starship Enterprise and all of this stupid shit. I was falling for shit like that. Reptilians and you know what I'm saying?
We was going for it.
We was going for that shit. We was looking for the reptiles. Niggas wouldn't even buy gators because he had us in our reptile. He had us fearful of the reptiles. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas wouldn't even hold alligators. We didn't want none of that smoke. But when I began to research more, and when I got exposed to the master teachers, they healed my mind of my idiocracy. That was the growing pains that we had to go through in our initial stages of consciousness.
You get caught out there. You come across some stuff that
you get caught out there. Everybody's been caught out there. Nowadays, y'all get caught out there by a whole batch of Fugazi niggas. I'm identifying my Fugazi teachers as David Icke and the rest of them crackers. You know what I'm saying? But we all been caught out there. We all have false information and false narratives. We all been in the window tweaking, peeking outside of the blinds, looking for 6 foot, blue eye, blonde haired aliens to come land. You know what I mean? And take us out of here. Shit like that. Like, no. We all been through that. You know what I mean? We all been through that. We just trying to help y'all not go through it too bad to whereas, you know what I'm saying? Like you dedicate your life to these niggas. Like, you know what I mean? Or you throw it all in. You sell your house because Alex Jones said that the world is about to end. Next week, he's giving niggas dates and everything, reminders and whatnot. Oh my goodness. You won't believe it. The deep state is after me. The world is about to end. Buy some of my silver coins. And niggas is selling their belongings and whatnot on some doomsday prepper. You know what I'm talking? Falling for the Alex Jones rules. Like, no, stop falling into these fearmonger traps. Nothing is to fear but fear itself. False expectations appearing real. I don't give a fuck if a nuclear bomb went off. You might been in the basement that moment. You know what I'm saying? Going through, you know, your collection of Jordans, trying to put your outfit together. You might have missed that smoke. It might not have touched you. The only way that you would know is when it happens. So how the hell could somebody on YouTube tell you about anything that's about to happen that's going to affect you directly when they ain't not even right next to you?
Unless it's me telling you about the Law 44.
Wait for it. Let you hear that, nigga? Wait for it. I knew he was going to say something. No, we could predict synchronized events. You could, there's people that are prophesizing certain things, but the majority of that batch on YouTube, especially on the white side, they don't know shit that they talking about. They be out here fear mongering, spinning the people. They're working with the mainstream media under the guise of alternative, fake ass alt-right, left wing. It's the wings of the same cult, the same vulture. They all work together. The Antifa and the alt-right, they all in the gay porn chat room together. Like all of them are basically of the same groups. It's organized confusion. Don't fall for that. And don't never let me see any of our people pulling up to any of their rallies and events with your fake ass shield and whatnot and your wooden sword, thinking that you T'Challa trying to fight the alt-right with the Confederate flags and stupid shit like that. Like, don't do Charlottesville anymore. Don't do that. Because all they're doing is collecting information on you. All they're doing is taking pictures of you. All they're doing is facial recognition. All they're doing is lining you up.
Yeah, is lining up the next crop of quote-unquote leaders to mysteriously exterminate like they did with Ferguson.
How many of them have been killed so far? How many of the ones who basically showed up to the rallies on some, you know what I mean? We're going to take back America tonight.
Oh, yeah, everybody except D-Ray, right?
You know what I mean? How many of them have come up dead? A whole bunch of them. There's about 6 bodies in Ferguson. And then they killed the brother who jumped over the thing and got the flag. He's dead. Darren Seals is dead. You know what I'm saying? There's a few other brothers that have come up dead. You know what I'm saying? So no, don't go to those rallies. Don't, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You have no business at any of these functions where these people are pulling up, the left and the right wing. You're not part of that. You're not that bird, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You're not part of that bird.
Yeah, you ain't bird gang.
You're not bird gang. Cut it out. You niggas be wanting photo ops and whatnot with your fake ass. You know what I'm saying? Niggas will put on a Killmonger mask and put the black fist up to act like you doing something on Twitter. Nobody cares about that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about all of that. That you around white people who want to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not impressive. You're not putting in no pain. Not putting in no pain. Do the real work. You know, do the real work. So all I'm saying is the theater of war, the theater of politics, this theater, and they call them actors, right? They call all of them actors. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's participating in the theater of war and the theater of politics are called actors for a reason. They're playing out a script. They are playing out a role. Yes, the heroic brother that grabbed the flag was murdered about a month or 2 ago. Facts.
Last month.
Mysteriously. Facts.
Yeah, New Orleans.
In New Orleans. Facts.
Riding his bike, got clipped.
Huh?
He was riding his bike, he got clipped in the early morning.
Bike and he got clipped.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. May that brothers, you know, may rise in power.
Yeah. All day.
May rise.
I mean, you don't see that happening to the people that's not participating in those theaters. They not getting clipped. You know what I mean? I mean, things are happening on that side as well. You know, I'm not saying like, you know, the Dr. Sabi thing and some other things are questionable. Some of our elders who went to the hospital to get checked out and never made it out. You know what I mean? That's questionable. But I
said, don't fall into that nonsense. Like, you know, people running with this whole, they didn't kill Dr. Sabi. You know.
No,
that story, I mean, yeah, it'll come out. It'll come out, but don't attribute that to, don't get them that.
I'm not going to
get them that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get that.
They don't get that.
They don't get that. But you're not seeing certain things happen to quote unquote certain people who are frontlining on a you know, because they're not involving themselves in that theater. The people who are in that theater, something is going on with them. They're being surveilled, they're being watched, they're being penalized, they're being, you know, they're treating them like ops. And somebody to be like, so what? That's the cost for the revolution. What revolution? What the fuck was done at those rallies? What's the end result of Black Lives Matter, my nigga? What came out of that? Talk to me. What was the result besides niggas getting some good calf muscles? What came out of all of that marching? You tell me. Let me know. What was the end result? What was the end game to all that protesting and niggas crying and the die-ins and the are we next and the hands up, don't shoot? Convictions. You didn't get no smoke. What you get? So what was that energy doing? Oh, we got national coverage. Now the world knows our pain. Nigga, they was listening to Public Enemy before you were. They knew about your pain. You think nobody didn't know that niggas was at the bottom of the barrel in America? You thought they thought that you was on top? Is that stopping tourism? No. Motherfuckers is still trying to get into America and replace your crying ass. They're saying, you know what? If them niggas got it so bad, let them come to my mud hut or my shanty town and let me trade places with them. I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. I have dreams. These niggas are living a nightmare. I got dreams, and I promise you that I'll do better than them. I'll come over there and clean toilets. I'll come over there and cut lawns. I'll come over there and make sure that the fucking vegetables got water on them. You know what I mean? I'll line up All of this shit. I do whatever I need to do to be a part of the American dream. All them
Right.
niggas over there crying. So, I mean, I don't get it. What did that shit do? What did it do? It got some niggas who wanted to sit at the table, a few seats at the table. It got some gay liberals new boyfriends and some lesbian liberals new black girlfriends. That's what it did. It got them niggas hooked up on Christian Mingle and Tinder. That's all it did. That's all I'm saying. What else did it do? And it created a new group of fake revolutionaries who got in the way of people who are really trying to do the work on a clandestine, covert level where they only were trying to work with their own people. What the fuck? What are you doing with your, you know what I mean? Like, y'all made this thing all inclusive. You diluted the movement by pouring all that milk in your coffee. Them liberals ain't riding for you. They not doing nothing for you. They not helping you out. Come on, man. You already know that with the movement. You already know what that movement's ultimate goal was about. They put it on their website. You already know what their modus operandi was about from the gate. And it was LBGT rights. And it was to get the father or keep the father away from the black woman and whatever the fuck they was talking about. That was their purpose. And that's what they riding with. They didn't even bring Flint. They never even addressed the crisis in Flint. They never addressed a lot of the police killings after what? After they deboed the liberals to begin cutting checks. Jesse Jackson taught them how to do that. That's what he perfected. Al Sharpton perfected that. You become a race hustler. And that's what they've done. And they bought them out. Right?
They said, what's up with the food boxes for assistant?
Yeah.
Trump they don't trust it. They said, I don't trust it. Nigga, I don't trust the food that you buying with the stamps. Fuck a box. Like, they're just, you know, they're cutting you out 2 or 3 steps to get you straight to it. They're like, come on, we got to put you on this Trump care so we can put you in this fucking hole in the ground and get this insurance money popping. But whether he put the box together for you or you go into the supermarket, all that shit is death food anyway. It's all GMO. It's all gonna, it's all making you more susceptible to whatever. They said they got a new strain of disease coming. It's some extra super duper super bug X or some crazy shit that they done cooked up. Nah, real talk.
God damn it.
They got some new.
This last bug that they hit people with the flu thing,
it was certified. So
that was
imagine if they got something on the way that's 10 times stronger than that, because this was just a test run.
What, that whole flu epidemic was a test run?
It was a test run. Like I said, I was in Atlanta. That was ground zero. You know, I heard a lot of stories. I can't say I heard all the stories. I heard a lot of stories. I heard it from people that were working inside of the hospital.
I heard too.
People was coming in there and they was not coming out. And majority of them were young melanated women with children.
Yeah.
And they're getting bodied outside of just the flu. He's like, they're coming in there with scratches, with bumps, and they're not leaving. Okay. And this is from somebody who is ground floor at the hospital, monitoring people coming in and never coming out at an alarming rate. And they're not telling you that.
Yeah, because
about these sisters getting cut on, you know, with the hysterectomies and the C-sections. We're not even talking about that. We're talking about them killing these women, young women are going in there for minor shit and they're coming out of there dead. All right. So I heard all the stories about how young brothers in their mid-20s, healthy, you know, fitness buffs and all of that, you know what I mean? Catching the flu, they family going to bring them some chicken soup and shit, and they dead. You feel me? People was dying off.
Yeah.
It was dying the fuck off based on this flu. And I know if I had a swear jar, I'd be probably, I have Bugatti money right now.
Keisha was telling me about the hospital. She was like, it was standing room only in White Plains. They ran out of beds. This was in February. Keep in mind, let's always see the news is moving so fast and quickening. We tend to forget. Remember, and I didn't even see nobody tie this in. Is it a coincidence that when the Trump administration they made the CDC remove certain lexicons, certain words from their lexicon, right? They were to remove certain words from their lexicon, the Center for Disease Control, which is headquartered right down the block from Mama Pill on Moreland Ave in the East Atlanta section, right? So
it's a little further.
Briarcliff.
Yeah.
So
it's across the street from Fox News. How about that? Fox News and the plantation.
So facts. And they have a tank outside of CDC right there. They have a military vehicle. They have military vehicles in the entrance of it. So the minute they remove those words from the lexicon, you now have an outbreak of a strain of quote unquote a pandemic. And they're like, yo, I don't know where this shit came from. And you know that it came out of the CDC. You know that it came out of those labs. You know what I'm saying? So
they lift the ban on lethal viruses. I don't even understand. I gotta do some more research. Like, you lift the ban on lethal viruses.
Yeah.
You lift it for who? And who was restricted from it? And why did you lift the ban on lethal viruses? But nonetheless, immediately following the lift of the ban of lethal viruses, the nation gets hit with a lethal virus. I mean, I understand why this shit runs so smoothly. Like, if you in a situation where no matter what you do to people, like imagine if you had a shorty, right? And you come home, you got hickeys on your neck, you got lipstick on your face and everything.
Yeah.
And whenever you tell her, she go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's finding hair in the crib. She's finding panties in the closet. You know what I'm saying? She finding somebody else's, the squiggly shit that they wash up with. She finding that in the shower. She's finding shampoo that she don't even use. She's finding lipstick in the drawer. She's seeing it all. You know what I'm saying? But you live by yourself. You still got that thing going. So she coming by every now and then. But she keep finding shit. She finding kombucha in the fridge, and that's not even your thing. She's like, what the hell is going on? And no matter what she finds, all you got to do is kiss her and tell her, sure, you bugging. I'll never cheat on you. And you get to lay pipe and do whatever you want. And she breaking bread. You understand?
Yeah.
That's the people's relationship with their government here in this country. No matter what they do, right? Because you got Tuskegee all the way up. You got them telling you hundreds of years after the chickenpox blankets what they do with the chickenpox blankets. No matter what they do, right? Because still, it seems like some people's education started in 2017. And that's I'm not even being facetious. I'm being dead ass. This whole woke thing means what? That you motherfuckers just started using your brain and putting things together. You've been in America for 20-something years and you don't know no American history whatsoever about the diabolical nature of this tyrannical government. You just started figuring this shit out, and some of y'all still are clueless. But for those that just started figuring this shit out and putting one and two together, no matter what happens, and you have to understand the psychology of a relationship that is it's one in which the people are dependent. It's a pimp and hoe relationship. So
Parasite
the host, but it's more pimp and hoe. The people are dependent on government, right? They can't provide food, clothing, and shelter for themselves. Specifically, the ones that are living in the city, the ones that are more rural based, they still have held on to those things. So lo and behold, quiet is told, people are really tied into the system. They're really invested in the success of the system. The 401k is tied into the Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? They're living check to check and what have you. They're paying into the system by way of mortgages. They're paying taxes. You know what I'm saying? They feel that their taxes, they feel that the police are there to protect them and everything. So if you are so invested in the system, there is a default in you at all time. Anytime that something comes up and tells you that the government is doing things that are counter to the love that you feel that the pimp has for you, you got to shut that shit down, because there's no way that you could be a good hoe if you have these conflicts in your mind with your pimp. Even if this pimp is backhanding you, you saying the pimp is backhanding me because the pimp let me. And I just got to get my shit together. There's something that I'm doing wrong because it's a privilege to be up under this pimp.
Facts. Anime.
That's what we dealing with. Welcome to the Matrix. And you all took the blue pill. You did. Don't feel no way. That's what we here for. You know, I'm doing my best to walk you through this shit. But you got to realize what's taking place. We got to realize where we at in order to see it with the eyes that's required to actually, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to see this thing for what it is.
Facts.
Somebody said you got to kill the pimp. You know.
How many pimps got killed by their hoe?
How many pimps got killed by that hoe?
It's a strange relationship. It's a strange relationship, y'all. Y'all think it's just
they get swooped down on by another pimp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too many hoes out here managing themselves these days.
Yeah. I got bloody shoes.
Bloody shoes. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna take. You know what I mean? But it's a deep psychosis. It's a deep comatosis. You know what I'm saying? Like the people are hella asleep. And I'm talking about, I'm in my 40s. Like, yeah. Yo, son, why I seen the video and I'm trying to find it. Like, I seen it on FB, but when I went to go click it to share it, it's like video's not available. It was on Vice News, right? They had an interview with a melanated man on Vice News who said he was a slave in the 60s.
Oh, that's all over FB. Yeah, that's all on FB.
I'm having problems finding it. But
he didn't know that shit ended.
His people didn't know. They were so deep in the South. Because we're not putting numbers to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put numbers to this shit. Like, I just pulled an article up, right, where National Geographic admitted to saying that it has, you know, it's a racist organization. Like, we utilized our propaganda, our cameras, to have the rest of the world look at
Africa, Wakanda,
anything that was white America as savages. So the indoctrination that our people had in their minds about African booty scratches and Haitian body odor and all of these things that the TV and the magazines primarily played on us was by way of propagandized, more than likely CIA backed. But for their credit, I'll give them this, okay? That National Geographic said that it started in the 1880s.
Yeah.
The CIA was founded in the 40s, right?
Yeah.
Better or worse. So, you know.
But
slavery
I'm sorry. I'm going to cut your wisdom. The current owner of National Geographic is Rupert Murdoch. And their the aim that they're aiming for in this modern this new media atmosphere is that they're focusing more on National Geographic. Remember, National Geographic partnered with Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. They were the ones who were going to put out his version of A Hidden Colors after the Trayvon documentary. He's supposed to be doing a documentary that's going to be his version of A Hidden Colors. So I'm looking at that whole National Geographic, they're quote unquote coming forward in a post-Wakanda society because they're on a post-Wakanda, you know what I mean, reconciliation. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, we're sorry for the images that we portrayed about Africa and the quote unquote melanated world for all of these years, we led you niggas astray. We were racist in our reporting.
Right, our depictions, right. Yeah, they came out and said that. So, you know, racism, or should I say slavery as an institution on record was finalized in the late 1800s. There were areas apparently in the Deep South that never got the memo, and that's understandable. You know, same way that there's still civilizations, the ones that they're finding in the Amazon, these are civilizations that were able, or these are remnants of civilizations that were able to flee from the transgressors, the colonizers, or what have you. And they went so deep into the trenches that they've been stuck there and they've been surviving for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that there was some places that were so deep south that if they was off the beaten path, right, and they not listening to 1010 Winds, and they don't have the boob tube, they have those people still believing that they're living in the antebellum South. And this person confirmed that. And I've been heard this story. I heard these stories about South Carolina. Up until now, they still have areas in South Carolina where they have slavery. And people come and they snatch up people and they missing and all types of stuff. And they have laborers that they bring into town on trucks and they take them and bring them back and forth. And you can't intervene. And they still have active slaves in these places. But this individual was confirming, I think they was from Mississippi. You know, he was like, yeah, the slave owners, you know, they did whatever they wanted with his moms. And if he was old enough to put that pain in, he would have put it in and he wouldn't be here telling this glorified story, holding on to life with all of this fucking pain. He would have gave that up to defend his mama. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't know the slavery was over. He was born into that shit and lived with it. You know what I mean?
But he was also saying that if any of the quote unquote black men attempted to leave the property, they were being met with death. They were basically under the heels of terrorists. Yeah. In America, homeland terrorists. He said that one man tried to leave. They went out and brought him back and killed him in front of his family and then hung his ass.
Then hung him.
And then hung him. This is taking place in the South.
Yeah.
So yeah. Think about how what we're dealing with psychologically when we're talking about the South. You have a man saying that the 60s is when they just realized that slavery was over. But right in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, or I would say, you know, mid 90s, you had people from North America, the North, that way. You know what I mean? And other brothers from the West. And I guess other brothers from down South introducing the populace to crack cocaine and gang culture, right? And then they were basically introduced to hip hop and things of that nature, which metamorphed into trap rap and D-boy rap and all of that other, you know, all of the fancy names niggas come up with. Master P, nigga, Ice Cream Man, shit like that. You know what I'm talking about. So we really have to assess, like, what years can we say that we were basically not under, you know what I'm saying, the terroristic or the trauma or, you know, the cloud of all things. Yeah.
I created a graph. There has not been 1 year,
yeah,
in the existence on record of the melanated man here in North America, in the wilderness of North America. There has not been 1 year of reprisal, 1 year of let up, 1 year window where the European hasn't conducted terrorist acts against melanated people. Not one year in lulling activity, not one.
Man.
It's the very year since you've been here, supposedly, allegedly, since their campaign began. Let's put it like that. From the 15 or 1600s, there's not been 1 year of reprisal, 1 year break, 1 year vacation All right, where the terrorist organizations have not been terrorizing melanated people, and you can't get a definition, you can't get an admission, you can't get a reconciliation. None of that shit that they were doing in South Africa is going to happen here, because they won't even admit that this shit is terrorism.
Yeah, they will never say that.
You calling it slavery and looking for reparations for that shit.
Yeah.
Call it terrorism.
Yeah, straight terror.
Charges. Yes, the foot has been on the neck since the 1600s. What's fucking with that? We need a chiropractor, for real. You know, since 1609, there has not been no lull in activity whatsoever. Because the brother tell you how many police killings were last year? Because this is shit that they don't tell you. Black Lives Matter and took a vacation already with that bread.
Over 1,500. You know what I mean? Brother George Nunes, we talked about the bombing in Texas earlier. And, you know, we called it for what it was. It was a terrorist attack against melanated people. We don't say people of color. We don't say POC. We say POM, people of melanin. You know what I mean? You want to be, you know, you want to. But yeah, if that terrorist attack, if that bomb had a La White bar on it, and they sent it to, you know, somebody of a European descent, and it blew up in a house and killed a teenager with his mama there. Oh yeah, there would be conversations going on right now with Congress. Trump would be on a continuous loop. Alex Jones would be yelling at the top of his lungs, and it's such a coincidence that Austin, Texas, is a bastion or a hotbed for white supremacists, and that's also where Alex Jones hails from. You feel me? So Austin, you know, Dallas, you know, that whole cowboy, that whole Lone Star State, Louisiana, Texas, Louisiana, and Georgia, and Florida. Those would be some of the most white supremacist hotbeds and bastions for the quote unquote terrorist organizations, according to the and I hate using these people's Southern poverty law, because they are actually racist themselves, and they are definitely working against the betterment of their people. But they pointed out, and then I also have a report that the most racist tweets come out of those 4 states against people of melanin. The most racist tweets and the highest concentration of hate groups going against people of melanin, not just quote unquote blacks, but also Muslim groups, women groups, and things of that nature. They come out of those states. So, you know, if that was the case, though, we could see the double standards. And like Blue Pill says, we don't have a security force. We don't got no goddamn Black Panther, panthering for us. We don't have a security team. We don't even have some of these organizations that are quote unquote pro-Black. They're being stifled in a way that they can move, because in Texas, the same place where they locked up the brother for the Black identity extremism, he was part of an armed group. So that same armed group would be the same group that would have to go to Austin, Texas, and control the patrol the perimeter and seek answers and to enact their own investigation outside of whatever these other people may be doing. Because quiet as kept, you can hire a private investigator, right? Mm-hmm. So you can also hire a private security firm to find out who the killers of your family members are. I believe that that's legal within the borders of the United States of America. You know what I mean? So last year, the killings of the police were, I believe it was past 1,000. It was more than 1,000 killings. It was none of the majority of them, maybe 0.1 of them were glorified and spoken about, because Black Lives Matter got the bag and they're out of here. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about it anymore. None of their offshoots want to talk about it anymore. Black Twitter doesn't want to talk about it. Leonard DeGard don't want to talk about it. Sean King don't want to talk about it. Like none of the commercial conscious people that they set up want to talk about it because they also follow groupthink and they're following a narrative as well. That once they got in the building was black bodies. The key to turn the door was Mike Brown, Trayvon, and all of them. Once they got into the building, you know what I'm saying? Once they got into the house from off of the field, them niggas is sitting at the table calmly, or maybe under the table collecting those crumbs. They're not going to be talking about what we're talking about anymore. You niggas allowed that shit to happen. You let these Johnny Comes sweep right in, do what they do, and nobody really held them accountable. So there we have it. You've been infiltrated once again. You've been, because niggas like to throw the word agent around a lot, but nobody ever indicted them for their agent activity and being blatant agents in this community for what it is that they've done. They infiltrated, but not only did they infiltrate, they brought all of those people with them. And by bringing those people with them, those people are now targeting certain individuals. They brought Agent Smith into Zion. That's what they did. They brought Agent Smith. They were the ciphers who brought Agent Smith into Zion. And as a result of coming into Zion, everybody is a target. Everybody is basically at risk. That's what you see taking place.
Okay. Was there anything else that we're missing in regards to things that have taken place over this weekend in the news cycle?
Wakanda made $1 billion.
Wakanda made $1 billion. It's a monumental milestone. Once again, K to the Arch Degree, his decoded DVD, full-length DVD. I think that's dropping like Thursday or something. One of these days, very soon, is dropping.
Okay.
Umar Johnson has a very thorough dissertation, a decoded breakdown of the movie on his new YouTube channel. I believe is Ifa Tunde.
I think it's, Prince Ifantunde.
Yeah, Prince Ifa Tunde. You know what I'm saying? You could check his YouTube page out, check his breakdown. It's a socio-political, historical account. It's very critical of the role that the CIA played in the movie, as it should be. You know what I'm saying? The number one purveyor of assassinations on the continent, of terrorism, by way of anyone that is progressively for anything resembling the Pan-African agenda. And before the CIA, of course, the cross-dresser J. Edgar Hoover, in his campaign to destroy our brother, the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that they saw his policies as the biggest threat to America at the time. And this was at the height of when domestic terrorism was taking place in the South.
Facts.
Okay. People were swinging from trees. So, it's these once again, there's some very interesting times. You know what I'm saying? The movie, I think that we don't need to argue. Every movie's propaganda. It's just the nature of cinema. It's the nature of cinema. You know what I'm saying? The thing is always going to be, can you reposition the propaganda to work in your benefit? There's work to be done. Mm-hmm. You just can't unpack the movie and say, oh, I saw the movie, now I get it. And then what? You're going to you're going to find you some vibranium. You know what I'm saying? You're going to start making sure that your little sister takes science and math classes to become the next Siri. So that's a 10 to 15 year investment that you're talking about. Or you're going to support local geniuses that you do know that might be able to come about these breakthroughs. Are you going to support the local killmongers that you do know? Like, so what are you going to do? What is your response? Or you just feel good because they know that's the trade-off. The only thing we got to do is make you feel good, and we good for them dollars. But we've also deeply embedded our propaganda into the mind of your babies, right? And they're gonna have to deal with whatever the outlay is in 20 or 30 years when our people are going through whatever the hell they're going through at that point, you know, with AI on the scene and every fucking disease known to man, you know what I'm saying, spiking in our community. Like, you know, are the African babies gonna lock doors, you know what I'm saying, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Like, oh, hell no, they let them niggas in. Like, you don't know what kind of sentiments is bound to change. You don't know what kind of discussions are taking place. This is a time when the cultural formations are being formed, right? The clay is being carefully, you know what I'm saying, constructed and molded into whatever form or containment that it needs to be. And the volume of that containment is going to be what happens, you know, with these preceding years, especially based on relationships with us and continental Africans. So what the brother did said and what I said day one when I spoke about this movie and before I even seen this movie is the universe is always giving us magnificent opportunities for teacher moments. So teachers, decoders, historians, parents, you know what I'm saying? This is your opportunity unlike any other that you have ever been presented in your lifetime where yes, you can unpack mad different stories. You can create a curriculum around this movie. You know what I'm saying? You can do field trips. Dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Field trips. Your field trips don't have to be localized to America. You can actually take the family and go to the continent. You can forge relationships. You know what I'm saying? You can look into that hotel that Professor James Smalls and Linda Jeffrey has. You can take some of in Ghana. You could take some of that tax return money and buy you a plot of property. There was a little young dude around the way who watches the videos, right? Son came straight out the street. He used to club promote or something like that. Young dude, he was in his 20s. He got so much into the information that he was like, yo, as some of our young brothers is like, yo, I got to experience this for myself. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I know how to get my hand on some racks. So he did whatever he had to do and got on that plane and went over there. Ended up buying some acres for 10 racks. And now he's building himself a multi-tiered mansion. He's the man in this town. He got a wife already. He's partnered with an ex-soccer player that's in that region that loves his energy and is putting money into his endeavors. He already told me how to trap out there. And when I'm utilizing a word that has a negative denotion in our society, I'm not saying trap drugs. We're hustlers. We're hustler minded. We're gonna find a hustle wherever we go. So he started explaining to me about the import export business. He started telling me you can go to an auction and buy a used car over here for 1,500 and mail that shit over there for about 1,500 on a containment it's gonna take you, and you could get over there and sell it for 10 or 15 racks because they're gonna utilize it for a cab.
It's a foreign. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's mad ways to shake. So you can be the big homie that puts all of them young shakers that got the young shaking mind together, and you can explain to them where the wealth is really at. You know what I'm saying? But if you got some Killmonger in you, you could put your team together and go to the Congo and get you some coltan. Get in that war. Get in that fight.
You could plug right into
CIA. Right?
You could plug. Yeah, you could plug right into that war, bro. If you really want, if you got that smoke, if you really want to give it to them,
really want to boss up because you out here doing it for
my nigga. Yeah,
you when you doing it for quarter pieces, you really want to be Chapo, my nigga. You really want to get your hands on some shit that sells 900 a gram and all of that.
Yeah, go take them coltan mines over.
Go take them coltan mines.
On your Killmonger. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Why play with the crumbs? They've been off that. You don't even got no fentanyl.
You know? Yeah, there's definitely ways to make this thing happen.
You could go to Nigeria and muscle in with the oil. You know what I'm saying?
Delta, my nigga. You can get down with that. Yeah, you can get down with that oil game.
You could really boss up, man, if you really want to live this thing out. You know what I'm saying? But the feel goodism, the fact that you niggas bought the dashikis and that shit is back in the closet and you waiting for the next cultural event to bring it out, but you can't wait all the way to October. So all you niggas gonna show up and master Afro punk because you want to experience this shit like it's a fucking high one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you niggas need to cut it out. You need to cut it out. You know what I'm saying? You need to figure out something else to do with your time, buddy.
They're waiting for it. Got Infinity War.
Waiting for Infinity
War.
Wait
it out to May until Avengers Infinity War because they saw in the preview that them niggas was running through Wakanda. They like, yo, we back at it. And then we're going to wait out to part 2 of Black Panther. We're just going to keep this shit going.
Yeah.
Just waiting on Panther 2. And then there's rumors of a Doro Maji movie. So they keeping these niggas on the string. They stringing these niggas. Hold on. We got these niggas for about 10 more years.
Got him for 10 more years.
Disney like this. Got him. And now, of course, you know, the brilliant minds at Disney is gonna build a Wakanda theme park for you niggas to play in. You know what I'm saying? You already know that.
They already got the Dora Milaje already at the at their Disney properties.
Oh, word? Greeting people?
They already got him at the greeting.
They got him at the greeting, huh?
They already got him.
I ain't mad.
I guess Anaheim in Florida or something. I don't. Hey, why not? It's their property, but they're not gonna use it.
There's a lot of bald-headed sisters that's looking for some work. They're like, yo, come in, pull up. We got a spear for you. Pull up.
We got a spear for you. You know what I'm saying?
Got you, ma. You good. Gucci.
You know what I'm saying? It's either that, ma, or you an extra in Tyreek's video. Yo, that Twin album is coming too, y'all. Twinalbum.com. You can pre-order. It's a double disc offering, 22 tracks. We put a lot of work in on this project, y'all, for real. You know what I'm saying? This is one for the record books here.
Yeah, a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, a lot of sleepless nights. You see all these bags, I earned them. You know, I put like 3 years on my body to get this project done. I was scaling my years backward. I accelerated a few dealing with this project. So twinthealbum.com. You could pre-order that. You feel me? Or you could wait to you're gonna get tidal waived. Don't sleep on this. Don't let it come out. And then you start riding the wave talking about, oh, I know them. That's right. Nah. Man, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And we working on getting Tyreek on the hook for something. So please rest assured. We're gonna have Rad dancing with the Morris Day shit on.
Run the check. Shout out to the bro. You know what I mean? Like I said, shout out to everybody that's utilizing the medium of arts and sciences to
everybody who's fearlessly pursuing your dreams. Okay,
fearlessly advance themselves.
Pursuing your dreams, could care less what people out there got to say. You feel me? You know that you got that off of your bucket list. You got that off of your chest. You know what I'm saying? Pursuing your dreams, putting your your intellectual property out there in front of the world, necessarily not to be judged, to be accepted by those that pump with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to Cyrock, Soul Messiah. There's a lot of anticipation. There's a lot of energy that's formulating around her project. That video was dynamic. It was the right vehicle to get people galvanized. It came at the right time. It dropped the same day as Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? And she's supplying hope. She's giving these sisters theme music, like, and it's dope visuals and it's a dope song. And I saw her perform it live, and she's the epitome of an artist. You know what I'm saying? She has definitely accelerated and graduated with the art form. She's on another level. Her bars is, I mean, her bars always been, you know what I'm saying, on par with the best of them. You know, shout out to Brother Rich, Cambada. They got Illmatic video coming. You know what I'm saying? Cam got some new music.
God damn. I don't know if y'all ready, bro.
Yeah, I would have to be. I would have to come back in a lifetime and like pursue this shit from the age of 3 or something. Yeah, like I have a special place of admonishment for people that are totally entrenched in their craft. Eat, sleep, shit, breathe. This is all they do. This is what they do. And this is all they do. Like, you know, Cambada to me is the epitome you know, of hip hop. You dig what I'm saying?
I would say Cyrock as well, because from my observation from the years that we've been around, both her and Messiah, like
No. Cyrock is a very fine-tuned artist. She has, you know, understanding, knowing her story, knowing where she came from, knowing how she put herself through the ranks, knowing how she even, you know, she had a plan. She employed herself. She was able to curtail her career with her employment. You know what I'm saying? They had a wonderful plan and they executed it masterfully.
facts.
Dig what I'm saying? And of course, the odds are stacked against her because she is a female in a male dominant genre, and not only a female one that's uncompromising with her standards. So, you know, there's a lot of negatives against her, and she broke through all of those barriers and only got better, and her star only got brighter, and her bars only got tighter. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And only got more banging, and the visuals only got cleaner. So yes, she is the epitome of the ascension, the acceleration of the artist and the art form. You know what I mean? I want to see the same thing for our brother because I know what he brings to the game. I know what his dedication is. I know where his heart is at. And this brother he's executive producing on our project. So he takes many a sleepless nights out, you know what I mean, to traverse through, you know what I'm saying, the portals with us as well to make sure that we come with that heat. So, you know, I have a special appreciation for the art form and for artists that are really dedicated to this art form. You know, that Royce 5'9" freestyle, like these are like the mutants. Like hip hop is, yeah, hip hop is. I don't know if we'll really ever really get it in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? We got to remove ourselves, come back. Once the white boy do all of his scientific studies and just start showing you algorithms and charts, you know what I mean? Do we really understand it? What we're looking at, we're taking granted of it because we think it is so easy, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy.
We're not seeing the sacredness in the art form.
Yeah, we don't see the sacredness because we don't see the sacredness in ourselves as people. So it's very hard for us to give it up. You know, people in jest can say Rakim, the God MC. They're just repeating a title. They're not really admonishing. And if they do, because some people are, some people when they say that, you know, you putting your chest in it, you know that you're saying, no, this is the God MC. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you did you catch some of his videos that Vlad been putting up? The interviews that he had with Torre? Yeah, it's a must. This is hip hop 101. This is homework. You know, when he gets into his whole creative process. And he's like, he got that voice in his head. He's getting downloads. You know what I'm saying? That voice is dictating and telling him how to put these bars together and what to say. You know, any artist who has tapped in will know that. You know? So, but do we look at other people? Do we look at, you know, because it's terminology that we use and it's cool and some guards is on it, but are we looking at one another as children of the Most High, you know what I'm saying, as, you know, God manifests into this whatever personal experience. And I, you know, to use the analogy, a drop of water out of the ocean, if you will, if that's better fitting, you know what I'm saying, that you are endowed with all of the cosmic sustenance, you know what I'm saying, that makes you part and parcel to the Most High. You know, I'm not saying that you Dalai Lama. I'm saying that you have the potential to be a Dalai Lama. You know what I'm saying? Or you have the potential through your unraveling to be whatever the highest expression of who you are. Let me not even put you in that man's shadow, but the highest expression of yourself, who many of us will never get to know in this lifetime because we're just not that disciplined to get to that. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of fine tuning. You feel me? And let's just be real. 99% of us just won't get there.
A lot of
So,
self-mastery and discipline. A lot of self-mastery and discipline.
a lot of self-mastery and discipline. And it is extremely hard to really capture that in this society, to break through and to become enlightened. You know, because that enlightenment, that stage of enlightenment is when you realize your oneness with the all. And then you start moving matter and traversing and doing things differently. You know what I'm saying? And start defying what all of these fixed dictates are. You can only live to this age. You can only do this and you can only do that. All of that is contractual. You've agreed to that. And that's why it's very hard to break. You know what I'm saying? These artists, you know, are we looking at these artists to say, yo, like, this artist has really went into their bag. They really dug into themselves, and the mastery, the level of mastery that they've achieved, like they are yielding swords for real. Like they are cutting, you know, the etheric sword play that you can't see with the naked eye is amazing. You know what I'm saying? What a Black Thought is doing in his 10-minute freestyle, like energetically, what does that look like? What does that look like from heaven? You know what I'm saying? What does that sound like in the realm of angels where the chords are different? You know what I'm saying? What does that sound like? What does it look like in color? So that's the type of appreciation that I'm having, you know what I'm saying, for artists that are really about their artwork, you know what I'm saying, that are really in their bag, because I'm working my best to break through a threshold and get to that place where I need to be in love with what I'm creating. That's who it's for. And I'm sharing it with the world, who is part and parcel to myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand my relationship to the all. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so working for it, I know it's not easy. You know, and I'm unfortunately, because of my lifestyle, I can't put a full-time effort into all of it. You dig what I'm saying? So those artists that are full-time and this is their life, this is all they do, and this is all they got to go with. This is what they're betting that the house and the farm on. All respect due. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even extend enough of the respect that I have for that. And the people who they've turned their passion into careers, and this is what they've utilized to travel the world 5, 6, 7, or 8 times. I was looking at Nori's interview with Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? And just like, that was dope, you know, and as artists, seeing these artists that are still out here looking to recreate themselves, still looking to put more points on the board, you know what I'm saying? More paint on the wall. Like, that's an amazing thing. You know what I mean? That's an amazing thing coming from where we come from, because certain times people get full of themselves and believe like with one thing, they done made it. And they'll live the rest of their lives wanting to be worshipped and praised for that shit. You know what I mean? You got to top me off. I did this in 1996, son. I'm the man.
Yeah. Man, you know, you gotta be a renaissance.
Young nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of life left in you. You feel me?
Yeah,
Would Biggie be saying that if he was still alive? Like, come on, let's not take this thing for granted. You know what I'm saying? You know, leave it all on the motherfucking court. Don't take nothing with you. Squeeze the rag out, squeeze the sponge out, leave it all on the floor. You know?
Facts.
Yeah, I got a lot to give. I got to get to giving because, you know what I mean? When you squeeze and you, again, when you empty out and you allow that volume to be emptied, then imagine what else could come in. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I got
true.
songs I've been carrying with me for 10 years. I gotta get it out of my system.
Yeah, because you got to make room for that new drip, that new drip. I'm talking
I
about
know. Yeah.
that new drip.
I already got an album planned for 2020. When I'm 44, I got my 44 album coming out. God damn it. I'm gonna be singing like Tyreek though. I've been trying my R&B hand out because I kept telling myself I gotta die and come back to be an R&B singer. But I think I'm gonna start taking lessons now.
Yeah, I think you might be able to pull that.
By the time I'm 45, 46, I think
You get on the break. But I think we've come to the end of our conversation tonight. You know, this was a beautiful Melanin Monday. I thank you for joining us. You know what I'm saying, and adding your expertise, your POV. You know what I'm talking about? And
yeah,
yeah, we're definitely going to do this. What are we doing this again tomorrow, right? For No Less TV?
if time permits, if we're not in the studio, you know.
Yeah, if time
So
permits, we will be here on Facebook Live, uh, subsequently YouTube as well, pulling up, you know what I mean, doing what we do. I want to thank everybody for coming through on Instagram, on FB, everywhere. Salute to y'all. Make sure once again you go and vote for the brothers. We will be, we're being nominated for the Decoders of the Year on Sonetta TV Awards. I believe the website to cast your vote is sonettatvawards.com. That's going to be at the Symphony Space, July 7th, 2018. I believe I'm a presenter and I think a performer. I'm not 100% sure. I'll let the family know. But, you know, we're being nominated. KT, the arts degree, is also being nominated for health. Make sure he brings home that award. And shout out to everybody who's going to show up, everybody who's voted, everybody that supports, anybody who is going to award, reward, recognize, and hold up members of the community who work arduously to make things better. I'm not going to get all crazy and ambiguous with what people out here doing. If there's anybody out here that you recognize that's working arduously to make things better, then those people are the ones who should be praised. They should be recognized and given their flowers while their eyes are still open. You feel me? You know, don't wait for us to get buried in sand with the purple flower to start throwing roses at us. You know.
yeah, I ain't taking no more roses. You better come to my funeral with
With the
heart
heart, the
shape.
purple
Yeah.
shaped heart flower. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no roses at my funeral. Purple shaped heart flowers, my niggas.
Heart shaped herbs. I'm trying to go back to see my ancestors.
My ancestor. So, you know, like Blue said, Twin the album. Go and pre-order. Go check out Wakanda. Wakanda. Kings County Clothiers, kingscounty.com. Let me see if I got a card.
Paranormal. You see that horsey? See the horsey? Yeah. The boldly go. Apparelnormal.com. Power Pieces, mypowerpieces.com. Soul Gold Biz, SOLEGOLDBIZ.com. You don't know the satisfaction and the appreciation that comes from clients posting their packages they just received and already telling me that they feel the effects of these minerals, gold, silver, platinum, what have you. You know what I'm saying? and hearing people's chronic pains and illnesses and what they're going through with inflammation and arthritis, whatever it is that they're going through. People is going through all kind of stuff out here. Just to be able to help, whatever little bit we can help, even if it's this much. But when it's that much, you know what I'm saying? It's an amazing thing, and it really it just reminds you of the opportunity to be here to be of service on the planet in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel like the exhaust that you're putting up into the universe is not the shit just like the cow farts.
Yeah.
But it's eco, it's green. It's like you pushing a Tesla through life. Your exhaust is cool. You don't have all of these debilitating issues. Yeah, when you need that stronger stuff though, and you really need to unclog your systems, greenleaf-herbs.com. All right, that's Mama, the one who cures AIDS. Remember, okay? Health, wealth, and knowledge of self. You dig?
That's Soul Gold. That's King's. That's Greenleaf. That's Law 44.
Yeah.
Health and wealth, knowledge of self. Facts Initiative, Facts 2020 coming. KTL Radio, go to the archives. Just put that in Google. Put that in your iTunes, because people that take long trips. They be riding, they be flying. Truck drivers out there, go dive into the archives. 700 different shows over the course of about 4 or 5 years. Interviews with all.
I don't know what type of math you using.
Oh, my bad.
That shit started in 2009. No, January 2010. We did it to 2017. That was 7 years, 7 cycles.
Yeah, so 7 cycles. Go and dive in the archives. You know what I mean? We got Dr. Francis Chris, Dr. Blair, Dr. Sabi.
No disrespect to nobody's interviews or what have you. You know what I mean? But when you're talking about thorough, in-depth interviews that go on over an hour, you feel me? Outside of what Brother Rich is doing with Black Magic 363. And of course, when Black Dot sits down with his son and they do those amazing dynamic interviews, I haven't really experienced that level of journalism, where people are able to really dig in and delve into the topic and then get feedback from the audience. All of the people used to call up, we would never get trolls or nothing. Like, everybody was on point. Everybody brought something to the table. It was always upstairs. You don't even hear episodes where it was trolls and bozos and all of that calling in. It was always upstairs. The ancestors always was over that operation, making sure that it was of the highest of standards. You know what I mean? So check that archive out. You know what I mean? It deserves to definitely be explored. You know what I'm saying? In depth. You dig what I'm saying? So
also check out Scorpion King. That's on Twin Pillars. Bandcamp.com.
The Twin Pillars.
The Twin Pillars.
Bandcamp.com. Yeah.
You could listen to the whole album, you know what I mean, at your leisure. And if you decide that you want to buy a physical copy or a digital copy, it's yours. And with that being said, I want to say we will see you very soon. You feel me? Love and light to the family. Stay strong. Stay focused. Know the ledge so you don't fall off.
Peace. Peace, love, and light, family. All right. See you in a heartbeat.
You done know. You done know. You want to leave on some music?
Nah.
There you go. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
There you go. Tomorrow, I'm going to roll something out for them exclusive. You dig?